Howdy, my name's Genesis, and I am joined by Owen, David J, and David F, and this is our D&D campaign, The Black Dawn. Would y'all like to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you're playing?
Yeah, my name is David F, and I'm playing the character Dusty. He is a turtle. He is an eldritch character, and he believes that death is the final frontier.
Hi, I'm Owen. I'm playing Skully, an Owlin Phantom Rogue. He's very familiar with death and the undeath.
My name is Genesis, and I will be playing Metalmorph, Warforged Druid whose party's muscle. I am also joined by faithful companion Viktor, who is right-hand man.
And my name is David J. I am the Dungeon Master. I play everyone else in the world. I will be narrating their adventure.
Alright, well, I hope y'all enjoy the session, and we'll see y'all there.
If you are ready, you can begin by telling me, from your perspective, what happened last session from a Dusty's perspective.
So, confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse got confronted by Metalmorph whilst Skully was in the alley observing, or I assume he was observing. Had my conversation with Skully also as we were coming back from getting all our meats and bones and all other accoutrement from the Kraken that we had fought earlier that day, to lead to a conversation with Skully and Dusty, kind of, I guess you can say, swaying him over to his line of thought about, Metalmorph being possibly dangerous to the crew, and Dusty's.
Was that a deception from Dusty's part? Is he trying to kind of sow some rift between people, or does he genuinely feel that this metal creature can be dangerous?
I think after the fact, he realizes that there's a danger. Because, because I believe it was was it the charisma saving throw? Hold on, was it the charisma thing that I did?
You did a charisma when he was backing you into the corner. He was approaching you. In the conversation with Metalmorph, he did an intimidation check with his size, his strength, and I made you make a charisma check against it, and he was, at least for a brief moment, he was a terrifying thing.
So, oh no, I think it was the inside check. So with the inside check, I think Skully would have realized that Dusty does feel convinced that that he's possibly dangerous, especially if he comes in front with something unholy or possibly undead.
Okay.
So Dusty does feel convinced.
Okay, and sorry, continue. I just wanted a little bit of insight.
Oh no, that's absolutely great. And now that they've had their kind of engagement back in the bar as well, and convincing Captain Boots of the same thing, or at least he feels that Captain Boots is now a little convinced and not gonna truly suspect anything of him.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to start planning for possible inevitabilities during this time. He's doing the Batman thing where he wants to get 2 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, I need to start thinking about countermeasures, whether it be if people start turning undead or if people just start turning on him.
Yeah. Oh man. He's getting it seems like a little paranoid, like a little bit of maybe the walls are closing in on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does he value anybody as a true ally, or is he solely now relying on his patron for insight and friendship, and you've been reaching out and talking to him a little bit more often, or does anybody still kind of bond you to this world, the material plane?
I think as of right now, he does have some kind of connection to Dusty, but it's mostly because of her youth and her ability to take care of herself. Because in a way, it kind of draws him back to that same young tabaxi that he stumbled upon, and he kind of sees a little bit of her.
Oh, I
So
see.
he almost feels like, oh, this is another child that
This is
is
yeah.
that, that I've come across, and I would really hate to see her meet a similar fate, which is kind of, I guess, in a way, it's kind of like what also drew him to stick around with the Black Dawn. He kind of has like a somewhat of a kinship with her at this point. She calls him grandpa, which is very endearing, at least in his mind, and
Mhm.
he sees her as like this other young but capable, person that like he kind of has like I kind of feel responsible, if not like an urge to keep an eye out for her and for her
Oh,
well-being.
okay. You had an interaction with a Inquisitor and some Justicar. You're not from around here, right? On the map that I showed you, Margar is far away from Prime, far away from the Shadowglass Islands.
Right.
How have you had any time in Prime, and would you know what these people are, or would you have a what was your, I guess, first impressions of meeting them?
I think he would have a little bit of a distaste for people who carry themselves almost pompously, at least from
Yeah,
what he's
definitely,
seen,
definitely, yeah.
especially with them kind of like putting their weight on people and having this overtly, authoritative presence. Because he at least I would assume from Markar where he's from, it's a pretty laid back place. Like people are just
Yeah,
kind of like living in the desert, surviving in the desert, you
hmm
know. Like
that's a fair assumption.
it's very, like it's
A
very
different
much
pace of life. Yeah,
it's a
different kind
different
of.
pace of, different kind of community that he comes from. And I would assume Dusty knows the history of where he's
Mhm.
from, along with the, I believe, what it's the orcs that live out there with
Yeah, the
oh,
orcs, the yep, Tabaxi live out there. The tortoise
and
live out there. Yanti.
and with knowledge of that history, he does get actually pretty uncomfortable when they start talking about like, oh, I think what is the Justicar that talks about like
hmm
brings up slaves or something like
Yeah,
that, and he
yeah,
does
yeah,
not like that. I think that's what really kind of like, oh, okay, I would not bat an eye if you were to be in trouble and ask for help. I would leave you there. I
yeah,
would not take a second guess because slavery is bad. He
yeah.
thinks
Okay,
slavery is
yeah,
absolutely bad.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then I think that's a pretty good recap. You guys found an inn, um, with Fiverr doing most of the legwork on that, and you guys end up sleeping for the night. Um, as let's change the scene here. Here we go. It's not that. It is this. Um, you awaken to kind of being shook by Boots as you guys share a room in the inn. Um, she kind of shakes you a bit. She's like, "Grandpa, Grandpa, oi, Grandpa, wake up!
What is it, child? Boots, forgive me.
You you've been sweating. You've talking all night in your sleep. It's time. It's morning. It's time to go. We've already slept in long enough."
All right, I'll get myself together, and he'll start, looking for his stuff. Um, is he like profusely sweating, or is it just
Yeah,
like
as you kind of
a
feel
light
around
sweat?
yourself, yeah, you are like drenched in sweat. Not feverish, just like a lousy night of sleeping. Like she said, you must have been having nightmares. You don't recall them. They are you just wake up, but you are, yeah, your bed is, is tossed about, the blankets and stuff, and or not blankets, it's hot where you are, but everything is tossed around, and you are sweating like crazy. You're used to the heat, but like this is not a natural, occurrence for you.
Okay. Sounds like how I slept last night, guys.
100, right? Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, you had like a long day, and then you just, you sleep terribly. It's
Yeah,
one
yeah,
of those.
yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah.
All right.
She sits on the other side of the bed across from you as you kind of get up. She slides her boots on, and they're always immaculate. Um, if you are Arcana proficient, you would know that they are magic boots. And she
Hold on.
slides them on. With a little bit of inspection, you might be able to tell what they are. But
I am proficient in Arcana.
Yeah. Okay. They are they are boots, and they are the boots of elven kind. They make her very quiet, and she laces them up. You've heard of these boots before in your magic studies. Sometimes you come across them, not too much in Margar, where you're from, but you see the elven nation of Nazir. They have a ton of equipment and magic weapons, magic armor, and things of the like. And she laces the boots up. She stands up and she kind of like stretches her back a little bit, and then she says, "All right, I have a job to do. You have a job to do, and I will see you tonight." And she kind of waits, and you salute her in the Black Dawn. She salutes you back, and then she walks out the door, heads up the inn, and you stand alone in the room. You gather your belongings and then begin to head towards the door. And as you walk to the door, you get to the frame of it, and you notice sand kind of on the ground. Not a lot of it, just a layer of sand. And tell me what you do. This is your game now. You are in an inn in the city of, in the far off land.
I want to
Yeah,
check the
you roll.
sand. Is the
Okay.
sand real, or am I imagining the sand?
You crouch down and you pick it up, and it flows through your hand. It feels dry, just like the sand from where you're from. You smell it. It smells like the sand where you're from. You even, I don't know, maybe you taste it, but it is the sand where you come from. A little shout out to the duct tape.
Can I make a nature check and see if it's like if it's
yeah,
like the sand from my home?
Yeah,
Would
make a
it?
nature check. Yeah. Even with an 11, you do know it is.
I think he's gonna feel instinctive, and he's gonna like grab a handful of that sand and put it in a pouch on his side.
Okay. Yeah. You do so and begin to step out of the room, and as you step into the hallway, you see slight more bit of sand kind of on the ground, and you see like a seashell, and maybe it's not too uncommon, right? They are a coastal town.
Right.
Sailors come in here quite frequently. But as you kind of glance at the shell, your eyes kind of catch something in the distance far away, and what you catch is a shadowy figure kind of lurking behind a corner. You quickly, kind of as quick as a grandpa can move, you walk to the edge of the hall and look down, and the figure is gone. Um, you walk down the steps of the inn, and you see your compatriot. You see Metalmorph. You see Skully. They're already eating. You see some of the members of the Black Dawn having some breakfast, and they wave you off, knowing you have a job to do. Boots walks up to you, hands you a small ration so you can eat on the way, and you head for the door. Opening it, it brings alive the city, and we'll let you change the scene here, and you can tell me what you do. Tell me what you want to do today.
I think Dusty's gonna kind of take a walk around the city a little bit. He's kind of he right now is more of an observation mission.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was looking for like their practices and what kind of stuff, what's like the common stuff that people do in the city, reconnaissance, more or less.
Okay. Walk into the city. Yeah. You. It looks like the city looks old, right? But it looks like built upon. As you walk, you're seeing ancient structures and buildings that are somewhat out of fashion. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, but they're of an older time period, and it looks like people kind of built on top of that to kind of reform a once crumbling house and make it kind of anew. Um, the vibe of the city, what you're picking up is about 60% lizard folk people, about 30% humans, and about 10% kind of in between and mixture of other races. You're seeing elves, maybe once in a while dwarves, such of that nature. Um, as you walk through the city streets, you notice that there are lizard folk who are like the local police. You keep on seeing them and bumping into them every now and then. They seem to be the local guard, and every so often, very rarely, but you do see some prime soldiers kind of marching about and going about the business. Some of them are eating or going about their daily task.
Does Dusty get a sense if this is like if this city is occupied by the military of Prime? Like, is there some kind of oppression,
Yeah. Give me
or
an
is it?
insight. Yeah, give me an insight check. That will tell you. With an 11, it's hard to. You might need another day or two to stay here. From your first initial impression, it seems like they're coexisting pretty well. Um, it's weird to see soldiers from another nation just in another people's kind of city, though, right? Like I think that it'd be like seeing Russian soldiers, or not Russians, but like European soldiers walking down the street. It'd be kind of like, oh, that's a little strange. But it seems with an 11, it doesn't seem to, people are not screaming out at you to help them or anything like that. You're not seeing any opening beatings of civilians or anything like that.
With me observing like the how many people are around, like lizard folk and humans and stuff like that. Now, would would I be able to tell if there's for the humans that are there or for the people that are there that there's a heavy prime presence? Not oppressive,
Yeah,
but like if there's a lot of people like donned in prime armor.
yeah, you would see that. Yeah, there is there's a lot of pride for the nation of Prime. A lot of people have the colors of the blue and white that symbol is like their banner colors of the Prime nation. There is a lot of people in that dress. Most of the humans there are in that dress. Some of the lizard folk there are in that dress. So it seems like there is maybe there's a culture shift happening, or at least attempting to, of some sort.
All right.
And some of the lizard folk people dress like in their tribal way. Still, there's like a clash of maybe old and new, or maybe tribal and kind of like orderly, and it's kind of clashing a little bit as you walk through the streets.
I'd keep an eye out and kind of like see if there's like kids running through the streets, maybe some homeless people that are kind of like wandering through the city, not necessarily beggars, but that
Yeah.
are
And anywhere, yeah, where you go, give me an investigation check. Your DC is gonna be 12. You're gonna look for someone to kind of like a homeless man or someone to kind of
gosh dang it.
yeah,
Gosh
you know
dang it.
what? The city is like so new, and like there's the water and the ocean, and it's vibrant, and people are walking around. It's green. Like what the fuck is that? Right? That's like you're from the sand, dude. This is like awkward. Like you know what I mean? They're all, and you just can't. Um, you can't seem. No one seems to like stand out for a conversation or for your intensive purposes. But you do eventually walk, like you were told to the cathedral, and I will ping to you in the map where that is. It's about, you walk the city gathering all that information. It took a couple hours. You know what I mean? Walking around, you familiarize yourself with it. There are blacksmith shops there. There are, scribe shops, candle makers. There's a ton. It's a thriving kind of city. It's a little bit smaller, maybe, than some of the cities that you are from. You know what I mean? But it is. There is commerce here, and you eventually find yourself here at the cathedral midday. It's about afternoon. Um, as you approach, you see two prime soldiers kind of outside the gate, and they are sitting down in chairs. They're really laid back. This is like almost a You know what I mean? Like they're not like they're supposed to guard this place, but they're like, you know, it's like this is a cake job. Nothing ever happens here, right?
Right.
So they're just kind of chillaxing. Their spears are not even like in their hands; they're leaning against the wall. Their shields are on the ground. They're just kind of just chilling there. Um, and you approach,
Can I cut
and
you off for just a sec?
yeah,
I don't know if
sure.
you're showing him the map or not, but I can't see anything.
I'm not yet. I will
Okay.
be jumping over to that pretty soon. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Theater of the mind. Yeah.
I was like theater of the mind, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
theater
ready.
of the mind is a little bit. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go over some of this. Yeah. Let's see here. Let me get you to the next scene. Do the hustle. Good song. Dang it. What kind of music do you like listening to?
I like all kinds of music. I think right now I'm
Oh,
on a bit of a indie, maybe a little more Western kick right now.
oh, okay, cool. Heck
So,
yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
but yeah, I tend to feel old because I'm really a big fan of like big bands and like music from the 30s and
Oh,
40s.
same here. Yeah, same here. I
So
like Fats Domino and like Miles Davis. I listen to a lot of old
hell
jazz
yeah,
and modern
let's
jazz. Oh
go.
man, that's fucking cool. That's awesome. We can talk about that some other time. That's so
Yeah,
dope.
dude.
Yeah, I do. I like that stuff. So
That's
as you
why.
pull up, oh sorry, no, let's talk more. Let's like chat. This is our one shot, baby. We can take our time. We can talk about what we want to talk about.
No, I was gonna say that's why I relate to Dusty a lot because he's old, but he's not like old.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
pretty sharp, but he's just an old guy. He likes old things too. So
yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Let's see.
One could say an old soul.
Oh yeah, there we go. How are you feeling?
how you doing, man?
I'm on a walk right now, so I'm feeling better.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Oh gosh, it sucks. You okay? Like, is it the flu? Are you throwing up?
We can talk about it at another date, just
Okay,
so we can stick
yeah,
to the
for
one
sure.
shot.
No problem. You got it.
All right.
Um, as you approach this like monolith, this huge temple, you can tell it's old. There are symbols carved onto the columns of humanoids and elves and dwarves, all kind of with weapons drawn, and they are all kind of in really prehistoric kind of armor. And they're the cathedral, as you walk in, is kind of collapsed in on itself. It's an older temple that they're trying to rebuild. And as you walk in, you see and hear the sounds of the sick, coughing. Temples like this are normally gatherings for the people of ill fates and dying and maybe infection or anything like that. And you walk in and there is, cries and murmurs and talking. You see scribes in like long cloaks, and one in particular kind of sees you as you walk in and approaches, and he let me get his he's a middle-aged man. He's kind of balding on top. He's got brown eyes and a kind of a belly. He sits comfortable in it. It's like he rests his hands on his belly as he approaches you. And he says, "Hello there. Welcome to the temple. How may we help you?"
Yes. Greetings.
My name is Father Landon.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, Father, this morning. I'm on the search for knowledge. I've come here seeking answers and knowledge.
He kind of like offers his cathedral open to you. He steps to the side. His hand kind of like shows it, and he says, "Well, if everything I have is at your disposal, please come in. Let's have a word. It's been a while since I've seen one of your kind around here." You
My
guys begin
kind.
to kind of walk. Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, he responds, my kind.
Yes, the tortoise. We don't get much other races where I come from. It's nice to see the diversity of this life.
That is comforting that my kind makes its way out here this far.
Oh, many years ago, I was a young boy. Ugh. I'm an older man now, but
And he walks, and as he's walking, he kind of quiets down a little bit as you walk past another cloaked kind of individual. This one in the colors of the Prime Army, blue and white. This one is kind of looking throughout the temple. It's not lost on you that the Father Landon is keeping his voice down as he passes. And then when he continues to maybe get out of earshot, he picks back up his voice and he says,
oh, what can I do for you? Information. You said, how can I help you?
Trying to find information of the city.
Oh, Primes built this city 30 years ago. It was really nothing before that.
How did the people of Prime come to establish themselves in this part of the world?
he chuckles a little bit and he says,
Like we always do. We take it. Sailed our ships here. Saw that these poor souls needed help. And we moved in. And built our city.
What help were these people searching for?
Eh,
and he's like walking along. He walks to the front of the stained glass window and he shows it, and in this stained glass window there is a portrait of people dressed in in an older kind of garb. If you were like to kind of make sense of it, is like looking at Renaissance photos now. And he stops and he says,
this world has many cycles. Here there is the fourth cycle.
and he points. It's a term that a lot of elderly people kick around, a lot of historians. This is an apocalyptic kind of world. Civilizations rise and fall. The civilization that you guys are in now is considered the fifth cycle of this happening. And this temple is from the fourth cycle. This is an old temple. Many secrets you would know from uncovering some tombs and stuff in your country of Margar, that there's knowledge and hidden power in temples like this that are built from generations or civilizations long past.
We speak of apocalypse and the arrival of Prime helping these people. And he's gonna look back where they came from and kind of like try to clock. Did we pass by like sick people, like people that like?
Yeah, there is a ton of. As you're walking by, the benches have been pushed aside. There are people that are sick. It's just, this is a city. This is an up and coming kind of ecosystem. You see how tough it is out there in the jungle. So they don't have a lot of resources to take care of the sick. You see nurses and scribes kind of wrapping wounds and trying to bring down fevers of people.
He'd follow up as he's looking back. What kind of disease or plague is fallen upon these people here? I know the world outside these walls are dangerous, let alone treacherous. I've seen things out there that do not seem natural. Please, Father Landon, what kind of symptoms do they bear?
He kind of like rests his hands on his like big belly. He kind of leans back. He thinks for a second. He says,
There's been a rash of fever. There's been a rash of... We don't know. We try to keep these people comfortable. Their fever is stifling their life. They are probably not going to live long for this world. And I have no idea where it comes from. I can only heal.
he basically said he only has a certain amount of spell slots that he can use in a amount of time to heal the ones that he has here.
Have any of them passed yet? And where do they go when they pass?
He shakes his head. None has passed yet.
How long have they been sick? How long have they been here in your infirmary?
He reaches up and scratches his, balding head. He kind of strokes his chin. He holds up 3 fingers. And
He says, it's been 3 days.
I want to make an insight check.
yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, he's what you get from that is that you get that he is lying.
Okay.
You have to role play that he's lying.
Okay. I think Dusty will go into his bag and pull out his book, his notes.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll ask Father Landon, would it be alright if I take some notes of my own? See, I'm out of medicine myself, and I treat those that I am responsible for. Would that be okay, Father Landon?
His eyes go wide when as soon as you said like man of medicine, everything else he turned off. He like quickly grabs you by like your like you're from behind your shell, and he kind of guides you towards them. He says,
Take anything, write any notes. Please bandage them. I have 2 over there that fever needs to break. I've rotated this one. Sores begin to...
and he's like giving you all the medical, like he's basically like doing a handoff, right, of his patients to you, and with that, he's kind of a second is one of his kind of nurses or scribes or whatever they have, whatever their culture is like here, calls him, and he kind of bows his head to you, and he, without a word, he kind of turns around and begins to addressing her, and they walk a few steps away from you, and you are in a cathedral with a bunch of sick children and mothers and old people and men. They are lizard folk. Some are, they are all the races that I described sprinkled in here. The demographic is basically the same in this cathedral. And you have your notebook, and you have your go. What would you like to do?
So I think going off the notes that I have and going off what Father Landon has told me, I'm going to try to combine these 2 bits of information and kind of determine whether or not if these people have been here for 3 days or they've only been here recently.
Oh yeah, you start
I will
checking.
I will actually, ask. I would ask some of the patients and kind of just jot down. I'm literally like taking notes, like, oh, this person is lizard folk.
You get that. Yeah, lizard folk. Lizard folk. Kanju says that he's been here for like 3 days. His symptoms kicked up like in the morning out of nowhere, and he's been like feverish here. You know what I mean? He's and you've come into human woman Sally, who's with a child. They both have been sick. It's been, about 3, maybe 4 days. So you're getting the consensus from your patients that you're talking to and kind of helping out at this point, that it is the time frame is right around the time of the storm and right around the time that you guys have arrived. It is the time frame is pretty close to 3 days. This being the 4th day, so I guess 4 days.
So in my notes, I would assume that when Nomad got sick, I would have also been jotting down the differences from day 1 to day 2 to day 3.
Yeah, you would totally do that. A lot of these ones they're not 100% on, but I would say 80 to 85, 80 to 90% of these patients in here are following the same path.
Then I would look for, as I'm going through, would I be able to determine if so you said 80 to 85, right? That is true?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, 80, yep.
So those 80 to 85 are people that for sure bear almost
It's
identical.
It's like you can almost predict, like, oh, this person's gonna vomit, and it happens, right? Like, you are on top of this kind of the sickness that you've been, keeping track of. This is what you do, and a majority of them, like I said, like 80-85% of them are on that path, but they're not dying though. That's the thing. They're not like outright dying. They're just really sick, and they're getting sicker, but it's taking days at this point.
I think if Dusty can figure that out, right, just by observing them and kind of going, then I'm going to look for the patient that looks the most escalated in their symptoms.
Ah, yes. There is a young boy. It is a child. Probably the age, maybe 4 or 5. Humans are kind of weird, right? They're not like tortoise. You can't really gauge their age. But you walk up to one of them, and the mother is like holding the child, and tears are streaming down her face. He is beyond pale. His breath is raspy, almost as if it's, like a baby rattle got shoved down his throat. And his fever is almost hot to the touch. Sweat is saturated his hair, and she holds him close as you approach. And as you do, she's human, and she doesn't look at you with hate in her eyes. She lays, him down as you she sees that you've been talking to other patients. She assumes that you're a medical, of some sort, a medical professional of some sort, and she lays him down, and you approach, and you have a very sick child on the ground, and a young mother looking confused and looking for some sort of hope.
So the mother's next to the child, right?
Yep, she's like kneeling right next, like hovering, helicopter parents, like right there. He's laying on a dirty sack. He's on the ground. His hair is brown. He's soaked his clothes in sweat. There is some old kind of rags that they've been using to wipe his backside and to clean various parts of him. It's not a good sign. He's going out in not a very heroic or graceful way.
Okay. I think he would ask the mother, "Forgive me, but I'm curious of your child here. How long has he been here in this establishment?"
She's stricken with grief. She's gonna make a history check.
Okay.
Let's see here. My first roll. Oh, I have to name something like that. All right. Let's see. She was a natural 17. She says that it has been 3 days. He woke up the day after the great storm, she said, that affected everybody in port, everybody in the city. He woke up that following day, and he was just not himself. He was sick. And she tells you about the symptoms, and you're like, oh yeah, Nomad had those symptoms. Yeah, that makes sense, kind of thing.
Okay. I think he would ask how old the child is.
She says he is 4 years old.
if so, DM, I have a question. My character has, if I recall correctly, he did have some poison left over.
Yes, he did.
I think it was a poison spell save poison that lasts an hour, and I think it's a 1d4 disadvantage. I think I can't. I'm trying to. Oh no, it does a 1d4 of damage.
Yeah.
Hour.
Yeah.
So.
That you would know that that's enough to kill a small child.
But does he know if that's like a fast acting poison or slow acting poison?
Make a history check with advantage, but use your wisdom instead of your intelligence, because you have that book. You're gonna refer to your mind.
Okay.
And,
so wisdom check, right?
Yep, a wisdom check. Yeah, but we're gonna wisdom history check.
So wisdom check, but I'm gonna use my.
Yeah, we're gonna roll a history check, but we're gonna use your wisdom proficiency. If you are proficient in like a history, if not, then you just use your wisdom modifier for your intelligence.
Okay. All right.
And you have advantage because you have the book, right?
Okay. Yeah.
14 would you can recall that it is fast acting, but it is painful. Very painful. But it'll be quick. It's like burning alive.
Right. Okay.
She looks to you and she as you're kind of thinking, she grabs upon your arm. I don't know if you're wearing a robes or something, but she grabs your shoulder and she looks to you as tears are streaming down her face. She looks like she hasn't slept in. She looks worse than you. She hasn't slept in days. Her hair is a mess. She says, "What can you fix him? I've seen you talk to the others. You bandage other ones. Can you, my boy? Can you help my boy?"
Gussie is gonna look at her. He's gonna, as of right now, I don't believe there's a true cure remedy for these people, your son included. But what I could offer is something fast and peaceful to have him avoid suffering. The choice would be up to you, as you are his mother.
Oh man. No, she's gonna hold out hope. She shakes her head no, and as she does, you see tears begin to fall upon the child because she's hovering over him. He begins to cough. It snaps her out of it. Blood begins to come out of his mouth as he coughs, and she wipes it and holds him close. And she looks to you and she just shakes her head and gives a sympathetic smile, but it's basically for her, for herself. And she says, "No, he'll pull through. The father's, Landon said he'll make it. We just gotta keep on. Quickson, the merciful, will heal him." And she's praying to the human god, Quickson the merciful.
Yeah, that I remember. I had that written down. I think he would nod to the woman and be, as you wish. But before he leaves, he would. Let me see. How does this work again?
That is a good idea. Takes it one level deeper.
I think he would go ahead and he would cast Hexblade's Curse on the kid.
Oh yeah.
Yes. What took him so long? He's suffering.
But he
You
doesn't
can
do anything.
end him now.
That's a good idea. They try to do
Many people here, meaning witnesses. I wish for me to continue no round. I need to do things at my pace.
Instead of doing it digitally.
It's some fresh air. He's gonna die. Make his death painless.
We'll talk more later, Milrem. I have to give the mother a chance to grieve, if anything. And he's gonna start, he nods to the mom and he's gonna start walking away.
She nods back to you. The hope that she was looking for it did not come. You can see it's still distraught and sorrow in her eyes as you look different. Maybe you could do something different, right? But the realization comes back to her that this is, her lot right now. Yeah. You stand up, kind of after talking and dealing with all the patients. It's been a few hours. You've been here talking to each one. You've been spending some time there. Late in the evening, Father Landon comes over to you. He invites you to his kind of office kind of area there where you guys would share dinner. And that's the next scene. But we're gonna take a 5-minute break. We've been playing for about an hour. We'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll come back to the next.
No, let's keep going. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. I'm gonna go real quick, go pee, check on the kids, make sure everybody's not killing each other, and then I'll be right back.
BRB, guys, BRB.
Still in the cathedral, the same night, you sit in a small room sharing over a desk. There are papers and scrolls and books, a private kind of library in there. Across from you, a heavyset man tears into some chicken legs and some bread. He's eating pretty well for himself here. And there is a plate sitting across from you, and there is some water poured, and eating and chewing and talking with his mouth full. He looks to you and says,
So, is there anything else? Before we call it tonight, I wanted to thank you for helping, lending your aid.
We only need it for the film.
Wasn't able to provide as much aid as you would be hoping, but it did help me connect the dots on things that I've witnessed and seen, hopefully to get me closer to an answer that I'm searching for.
You don't mind? What have you seen? Would it help heal these sick people?
As of late, no. All I can gather is the acceleration of the disease as it takes its toll on your residents.
Oh no, I am from Prime. This is a pilgrimage that my church had me do. I wish not to be away. These lizard folk, as kind as they are, I do not wish to be here.
he kind of chuckles. But
Can I make an insight? Not an insight check. Well,
just to ask me what you want to,
yeah. So, as I've been going up and down the place, right? This place, this church, this cathedral's been kind of like decrepit, even though they are in the throes of renovation. Dusty's also clocked the presence of soldiers of Prime. About his quarters. When I'm in his quarters, does it look like it's a little on the higher end? Like, does it look like there's been a good amount of money put into his quarters? Like, whether it's in his clothes or in the decor?
Yeah, his clothes are very his clothes are very plain, like very plain clothes. But his the food that he's eating, like it is much. It's like dollar tavern food. Food that you wouldn't get. Maybe it costs a couple of silver pieces a day. It's expensive food for a priest, right? His collection, his library, the things that he has there. No, all these trinkets and items are upper end, higher scale items. He has chalices and artifacts in there. You can tell that this station that he's at, or this place that he's at, is a beneficial. He's getting paid well to be here, and the Prime Army it's important. They're making this issue important, right? They're putting soldiers here. They don't even operate in this place, but they have soldiers stationed at this temple that they are rebuilding. It is protected. I don't know if there's a role that can kind of help you with that. Maybe a little bit more further time, maybe a little bit more further dialogue.
Yeah. No. I think
Mhm.
that's fine. Would does he have collect any soldiers that are like always following Father Landon, or like posted outside the room while we're eating?
No soldiers are. He's pretty much got full reign in this temple. The soldiers are just like I said. It seems like for them it's a formality. He was very quiet about the ones dressed in blue and white robes. Those ones he did keep his voice down. Those ones look different. They had how Dusty sees some dudes in his time. Those dudes were probably pretty tough, right? Maybe
Right.
higher caliber people.
I think he's just gonna he's gonna inquire. Have you had any other findings about all the people here that have become ill? Is there any kind of connecting thread?
He puts his plate down. He kind of wipes his hands on a rag. At the first time since he's been eating, he's actually taking a break, taking a gulp of air, and he, what would he say to you? You did help him out. Give me a persuasion check. I want to see how open and honest this guy wants to be. You're a helpful person. You've been helping him out, but I don't know if he's gonna tell you the secrets of everything or what he's found here yet. You've been pretty open with communication, so I'll give you advantage. I make the DC low in my mind, so go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Dang, I cannot see this now. Shoot. Okay, give me a second here.
Yeah, take your time.
Persuasion.
Let me think.
Yeah. He slides his plate over. He stands up and walks towards the door. He turns a lock on it. And you hear him he makes his own perception check to listen outside the door. Yeah, he did pretty well. He's a wise man. He walks back and he sits down and he says,
Something. They believe something has escaped, or something that's been kept down below this temple.
Temples.
We've been guarding it. It's right underneath our feet. Just one. I haven't seen it myself. I'm not allowed.
Is this a thing you're hiding, or someone?
you see when you say someone, you see that registers. That's the blow. That's like the you got me kind of thing. His face sinks down a little bit. He again like rubs his chin.
Oh my goodness.
He says,
Tell me about this.
I've never seen what
That's not man.
they talk about it. I've never seen it before, but it's unnatural. It's unholy.
and he like shrugs his shoulders. Mm-hmm.
If If you're hiding potential information that might be able to help the rest of your kin here, it would be wise to maybe have another pair of eyes, investigate, and see what's going on.
With that, he leans back in his chair, and he scratches his head and he kind of rubs his face, looks at his hands, and then he says to you, his voice quiet, more quiet now than he was speaking before.
Okay.
He says, they have guards. You're not going to be able to get down there. Everything up here is all I can deal with and do. I'm here to heal people and spread the word.
Hey y'all, I'm back.
Hey, it's okay.
Sorry, I had to go grab my laundry real quick.
He says, I do not know what evil they keep down there, but it is ever since the storm, this has been happening. And he kind of points to where the people would be laying outside in the cathedral. But he's intentionally keeping his voice very quiet right now. Like he's even gonna make a stealth roll for this. He's not very stealthy. He only has a +2. Oh, fuck it.
Nice. Nice. I think Dusty's gonna try to play into his better nature.
Okay.
As what I would assume, since it's fatherland and as a holy man.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a religion check on how devout this guy is?
Yeah, definitely. You've been having a conversation. You guys shared like a 30-minute, 40-minute dinner, having conversation. Give me a religion check, yeah. Yeah, he sips the sauce, right? He wants to do good. He's devout in his prayers, but you can see that he's doing the best that he can. Other people have other intentions, and he just wants to leave now because of those intentions. That's kind of what you're getting at from him, from the conversation, from the religion check. He wants to help people and heal people. He wants to do good. He's doing his best. He's spending all his spell slots. He's spending a lot of resources here, but other people here are not so into that. They're into something else.
So I want to invoke Dusty's devil sight and look around the room, and because it also allows me to see anything magical or non-magical with a distance of 20 feet. So I'm trying to see around the room if there is something that might be a trigger or something of value also. Either or.
Yeah.
That's around there, around the room.
Yeah, he does have something that he's keeping in his drawer that is it pings. That I don't know what that looks like to you. Like your eyes go ink and black, right? When this happens, your magical devil sight. How do you want to flavor this? What does this look like?
I think because he's trying to be subtle, his eyes would kind of shine a more of a green glow and not ink. Because I think inky is more or less conducive of whether or not he's in combat or if he feels threatened. I think it's more of like, how Squid inks when he's scared or something or trying to escape.
Yeah. Or maybe this is like you're looking for magic instead. Yeah. Okay. So your eyes. It's a noticeable change though, right? There's There's something that happens that gives you this ability, and he sees it, and he doesn't seem too afraid about it, and something is pinging in his desk that is on the right side. He's gonna allow that to happen. He's not gonna question that. You helped him out. You guys seem like on good terms.
So he'll follow up and he'll say, Fatherland.
Yes.
If you have any intention of saving your flock here at this cathedral.
Yeah, he shakes his head like he's like, yeah, he wants to save people.
I'm sure we can figure a way to get me down underneath the cathedral. There must be another entrance, route, or maybe even a distraction that will pull the guards away. I am here to help and figure out what the extent of this curse is.
He thinks, he scratches his head, he looks to you, and he says in a low voice again, with a stealth check of 2. Well, that's a stealth check of 4. He says,
All right.
he says, give me a couple of days. I'll make a distraction, but I need to learn their kind of rotation, what guards are more lax than others, and when will be the best time to allow you to get down there. So he asked, he said it can't happen. He shakes his head like it can't happen tonight. There's too many children here at the moment. If things go crazy, he says that to you. He says only one way down that they've found so far. And he points to the cathedral. It's the room in the back. There's a staircase that leads down, guarded by 2 of those cloth individuals with the blue and white. As you see them as he walks you out at the end of dinner, he kind of points all these plans out to you. The soldiers are making the rounds and stuff, and as you guys are walking, he's kind of laying out the ideas for maybe your guys' heist, or however you guys plan to get down there, get the information. You guys are walking through the cathedral now because dinner is done. He's walking you out to the doors. Is there anything else that you would like to do in here, or maybe in his room before we go to the next scene?
I think. Oh, I would try to get a good glance of any of the books that he has.
Yeah. Give me a perception check. Yeah. Yes.
Perception.
We gotta get you. You're rolling so low today.
There we go.
There we go.
About time for it.
I know. I was gonna say, okay, we're gonna skip the rolling now. We're just gonna roll with it. It's like, there are a couple of books, and lo and behold, he seems to be a kind of a potion kind of hobbyist himself. And that healing potion book that was written that you wanted earlier, he has a copy of that in his own personal library now. So you having this book will give you advantage on finding any herbs or plants or any kind of things that you can use to make healing potions and other healing effects.
I would inquire about it. Then I would inquire about that potion.
Yeah. You ask about it. He points to it and he stands up. He walks over to it. He grabs it out. It has a little layer of dust on it. He kind of like shakes it off and brushes it off. He sits down. He takes out like a little note or bookmark that he might have had in there. And then he just like hands it right over to you.
Cool. So what is it? A book of potion?
You can put potion making, healing. You can put / healing effects, and we'll talk about like anything that we can use with that. I don't know as a DM exactly what that means right now, but maybe me and you can talk about it and figure that out in the future.
Well, I think with the other one, right? You have
advantage on finding poisonous plants. This one would be like advantage on finding plants that you can use to make healing potions or healing effects.
Okay, cool. So now I have one for each then, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool.
So like when you're in the nature, you say I want to make a nature check, you have advantage on all those checks because you have the books.
Okay. I think after that, if we leave the room, if we're walking around the cathedral again, now that he's thought about it, now that he knows that there's something hiding down there, he would kind of be scanning the walls, the floors, and everything with his devil's sight to see if there's any like magical barrier or.
How far does your magical? How far can you see with that devil's sight? What can you see, like through stone and stuff like that?
It just says both magical and non-magical, so it has a distance of 120 feet. Here, I'll put it in.
Can you put in the chat? Let me read that over real quick. Give me a second to think. Oh, you can see normally in darkness. Okay. 120 feet. So in the darkness, you're able to, everything is kind of illuminated. You see a clear path where to head downstairs, but I don't think there's two guards sitting outside. These ones are not relaxed like the ones outside. These ones are they're standing upright. You know, they're looking around. As you guys are even walking the cathedral, you can feel their eyes on you. They're like prepared. But what you do now, looking around the cathedral, not necessarily paying close attention to the patients, you see that there's more of this tapestries and more of these like mold earth kind of stoned carved drawings along this cathedral, and they depict a civilization, much like I said, looking like in Renaissance kind of garb, kind of cultivating the fields. You know, you see them praying to the sun and stuff like that, and you feel like this is from an older civilization. This cathedral was built a long time ago, and these people now are just inhabiting it. But no magical, nothing like that with your double sight.
He would kind of get close to Father Landon and kind of whisper at him. That which you're guarding underneath the cathedral. How long has it been down there?
He stops, and as you guys reach the front doors of the temple, and he leads you out, he looks to you and he says, I have been told that it has been down there forever. And his face is like white as he says this to you.
Can I make an insight check?
Yeah. Like something's bothering him to the point where he is ghostly white as he says this. He hasn't, like I said, he hasn't seen it himself. This is the talking that he's heard, but everybody's talking about this thing like it's it's super bad. He hasn't seen it himself.
Okay.
But it's enough. Even with a nat 1, you don't get any information other than the fact that he's like scared of whatever is down there.
Fair.
He gives you like the typical like hit on the arm, and you begin to make yourself back towards the inn where you kind of come in at night. You see Boots drinking kind of in the inn. You walk upstairs, put your stuff down and get ready to kind of join the rest of the party. But before you do so, Boots kind of opens the door, and she sits on the bed across from you as you're kind of taking your backpack off and putting your things away. And she kind of rubs her eyes, and you can see that she's been drinking a bit. She says, "All right, Grandpa, I send word back to the mainland. We should be hearing from someone within 3 weeks. We have 6 weeks to get this done. And I don't know what the fuck we were actually looking for." And she kind of rubs her eyes. TikTok is still down. It will be down till the end of this week. It gives us 5 weeks. What have you found out today? Where's this fucking thing that we need? What is Prime doing here?
For speed, I relay everything that happened today.
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
I just gotta go over it.
No, exactly. You say in perfect detail exactly what your whole day. Exactly.
But I make a big point about meeting Father Landon in the cathedral. I make a very big point about it. That it's a point of interest.
She nods her head. She she stands up, turns around, pulls out the chest, opens it up. She grabs like a handful of gold coins. She hands them to you. There's about 15 gold coins there. She says, make a donation to his church or to the temple. If the Prime soldiers see you there without any offerings, you'll draw suspicion. And she kind of closes the coins in your hand. She sits on the bed. she kind of leans back into her head, kind of hits the wall, and she kind of relaxes, takes a deep sigh, and she kicks off her boots. And by this time, it's late. Let me change the scenery here. It's nighttime, and you begin to kind of close your eyes and drift to sleep. This time, you hear the ocean as you lay in bed. It is dark. The room is quiet. You open your eyes, you look around, and you're in the inn. Everything is the same, but the sound of the inn has been drowned out by the sound of the open waves. Sit up. You look at Boots. She's like, you left her passed out in the thing. Her boots are on the ground next to her bed. She is laying face down asleep in the inn. There is a bottle of wine on the desk, but there is the sound of water in this tavern. What do you do?
I think I'm going to have a conversation with Nilram.
Oh, okay. You reach out your mind, close your eyes, and you call out to him.
Master, forgive my rashness earlier, but I don't like to act too soon without a plan.
Yeah. You have been doing my bidding. Maybe I was overreaching a bit. What have you found?
There might be more answers here at the cathedral. They're hiding something. I don't know if your presence was around, but I have a feeling I might be closer to the answer, or we might be closer to the answer of what really happens once you're infected or diseased from this curse.
I have taught this very place. This dead that rot. I know that interests you. But there is something here that I need. Something from the fourth cycle. To keep a crown. A phylactery.
He says phylactery. Make me a history check at disadvantage.
Dang it. Hold on.
You know what a phylactery is. I know what a phylactery is. I think everybody who knows what a lich is knows what the phylactery is.
Yeah, that's a 9.
The word phylactery does not register to you. But I think it's those words hang out in the air. And as they do, you see Boots. She turns over her shoulder and she looks at you. She says, "Grandpa, who are you talking to?" She kind of rubs her eyes and she sits up in bed. She looks around the room and it's dark. You can see her looking at you.
For
The
flavor,
ocean still steps, ringing
So-
in your ears. Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say for flavor, can I say that my eyes are glowing when I talk to
Yeah,
Owen?
yeah, fuck yeah.
They're glowing that same green, that same
Yeah.
kind of green.
And she looks at you and she sees your green glowing eyes just peering in the darkness at her. And she's kind of like wondering if it's a dream. And she rubs her eyes. You see her perfectly. She rubs her eyes. She kind of looks at the door. She looks under to squint to see if there's any light coming from under the door. She looks to you. There's not a light that she can turn on, right? She's gonna have to like light a flint lock, to see what's going on in there. but she doesn't, and she looks to you. She says, "Grandpa, you got creepy ass eyes," and she kind of rolls back over and lays back down, and she says, "Stop talking so loud. Talk to yourself. At least whisper." Jesus, and she rolls back over and lays down for bed.
I'll try to keep my voice down.
Then rest of the night goes on without a hitch. Again, you are woken up in the morning, bright and early, shaken awake. This time it's more violently than last time. And she says, you hear your name, Dusty, and it's her, it's Boots. She's got a scowl on her face as she looks to you. Again, you're covered in sweat. Your mouth is dry, your eyes are bloodshot as you kind of sit up and look around the room. Another terrible night of sleep. You don't remember the dream. You feel like you didn't sleep well. You're a little bit irritated, right? A little bit on edge. And she sits on the across from you. She laces up her boots. She says, "What? What are you gonna do today?" This is what you're gonna do. She interrupts you. You're gonna find where the fuck this crystal is. Find it. And you can see that she's a little bit like hungover. Maybe she's taking it out on you a little bit. You know her personality. Maybe she's kind of just doing that because she didn't sleep well. You're talking all fucking night in your sleep. You're not waking up when you're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? And she says, you look on the table, and sure enough, on the bedside table, your meal is already sitting there waiting for you. And she stands up and she rubs her eyes, and she says, "All right, sorry, I just didn't sleep well." And she kind of steps out the door and, gives you a look over her shoulder and gives you a wave and a smile, a pleasant smile. And she walks down the hall.
Yeah, he'll peek out the door just to make sure that she's out of earshot.
Yeah, you peek out the door, and as you do, you see her turning around the corner, walking down the stairs. You see her yell out to, somebody down there, and there's a cheer and laughter, and she, goes about her day.
Yes. He'll get his stuff together. He'll kind of wash his face and kind of I think he doesn't really look at himself often, so
Yeah.
he would kind of take in how he's looking himself actually, because I don't think he's seen himself.
Yeah, you kind of get a bucket of water and you kind of you sit it down there, you light a candle or a torch, you look down, and that's the first time you see yourself. Your cheeks are sunken in, like your eye sockets are deep in your skull. Your eyes are dark. There's dark circles and bags under your eyes. Your face is just pale, more like a lighter green than normal, or whatever color you normally are. It's just a light pale. You don't feel sick. You don't, you feel great. You feel fucking fantastic, actually. You feel like a level 4 fucking warlock, baby. But you just look like you're not sleeping well. And apparently you're not sleeping well, but you don't feel it.
Yeah. Before he goes out, I think he's gonna go thumb through his book of potions.
Yeah, okay, cool.
He's gonna, since he's not sleeping well, I think he's gonna look for a sleeping potion.
Yeah.
Or something that'll calm, something that'll probably still his nerves or along that line.
Yeah. Roll me a nature check, or you can roll me a history check or a nature check with advantage, and that's what you'll be doing for the day, right? You're gonna go try to find this potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15. Yeah, 12 is good enough. You kind of go through the pages. You see Father Landon's kind of updated it somewhat. He's writing his own notes in there. And with that time, you know that there is, plants out on the shoreline that can help with a sleeping remedy. And you spend your day kind of doing that. That's the cruxus of your whole day. You get 2 potions with the nature roll of 12. You get 2 potions. They do they work like the sleep spell, right?
Okay.
And they do 4d8 to work as a sleep spell. If you do, you know how the sleep spell works? Do you
No, I've never done it. All right.
Yeah, let's look up this. Yeah, we'll look up the sleep spell, and and it basically casts that with 4d8.
Okay.
They have to drink it though.
Right. Oh, it says 5d8.
Or yeah, 5d8. I'm sorry. That was off of my brain.
The
It's
total is
5d8.
how many hit points a creature the spell can affect. Creature within 20 feet of a point you choose within range are affected in ascending order. Okay.
You search that day, and you find that potion. You come back to town as it is nighttime.
DM, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
So like that roll was just to find already made potions?
No. You you're gonna make your own. That book
Oh,
just
okay.
has how to
Cool.
make your own potion. Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
I was gonna say, would I be also able to buy the ingredients to make more later?
Yeah. Let me see what this person has here that they have in town. Because you did walk the town, you would know. We have herbalist here. Let me check the notes.
Yeah, because I have herbalist kit, so I know I can make them. And
Yes. There is a herbalist here. He's gonna roll a d20. On a 15 and higher, he has the ingredients for you, and you can make more. Okay. He just at a flat 15. This is something that he has more healing potion stuff than he has actually sleep potion stuff. I don't know why it rolled all of those. That's weird. Let me roll that again. That was strange.
I mean, I'll take a 36.
17. 17.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You can. He has the ingredients enough to make you d4 minus 2 with the lowest number you can get is 1. So you can get 1 of those potions, and you buy him out of stock. Yeah.
Okay, so I would have three potions then.
And he tells you as you leave, like, give me a couple days, I can get more. Now that there's a buyer for the supplies, like he can't just keep the plants on hand. But if there's a buyer, he can definitely go get some more praise. That's his job.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. I don't know how long of the day would that take.
I think going out there, finding the potions through the book, I think that would be your whole day. I think we're going to go to the next day now. I think it's evening time. You have the potions made. I think I'll give you the nighttime in the city. What would you like to do, actually, as you walk back into town and the sun has just set?
He'd walk around and try to find if there's an archive of sorts or a library.
Yeah. Walking around town, you see that the lizard folk, you know that they're not really too much into keeping knowledge or writing things down, right? But you do find here that there is a mage kind of library here. And it's at night when you approach. They have the symbols of the mage enclave on it. It is that's Prime's version of, their NASA, I guess you could say, or whatever deals with mage-like things. You show up to the door and you kind of give it a knock. A few moments later, the door is opened, and standing before you is a woman. She has gray hair. It's kind of like in a messy bun. It is like gray and wiry, sticking out. She has glasses that sit low on her nose. She is thin-framed woman, and she opens it up and she speaks to you. She says, "Hello, it's a bit late for you to come here. What can I do you for?"
Greetings. This night, I don't intend to keep you long. I just have a couple of questions I'd ask before I take my leave.
She opens the door and she kind of lets you in, shuts it, and inside there is a nice kind of entryway to a library. There is a desk, there are some books, There is some candlelight. The floor is marble. It is nice. It is freshly built. And you stand there, and she kind of stands, look at you expectantly. I guess she's giving you her time in this late hour.
Can I make a perception check?
Yeah, please. What are you
I
looking
wanna-
for?
I'm just taking stock of what's there. Like, what does she have that's just
Yeah,
on the
in here,
shelf or stuff like
what
that?
you before you roll, what you can see is there is in the entryway there is a desk, and it looks like she was sitting at that desk. The chair has kind of been slightly skewed out as if she stood up to get the door as you knocked. You don't see any other librarian or any other scribe here. There are books that line the walls. There is a huge back painting behind the desk of Quixon the Merciful. This guy is a very handsome, blue-eyed, Patrick Swayze-looking dude in beautiful blue and white armor. He is standing there with his hair blowing in the wind. It's a very like heroic kind of painting of him. Uh, and that's what your base perception sees. Now you can go ahead and roll me a perception check, and let's see if you pick anything else up. With a 10, I think that's kind of what you catch is what I just laid out for you.
Okay. All right. He go up to her, very casually, like not trying to be imposing or anything.
Mhm.
Before that, would Boots have told us what kind of orb we're looking for, or did she just
Yeah,
mention it as an orb?
she mentioned an orb from a long time ago, is what she was kind of discussing to you guys. It doesn't have a name
Okay.
that she knows of, but it is some special orb from the people, the civilization that you guys are seeing around here. Dusty, you would put this together. It's from their civilization. It's a magic from a long time ago.
Okay.
I think, but she doesn't know where it's found, how to find it. I think Dusty has had a little bit of premonitions on his way over here, to where it could possibly be. But I don't know if you remember that, David. But
I remember that.
yeah, okay, cool. But she doesn't know the name of it. No one knows the name of it. It's not named because it's so old. It's supposed to allow you to see in the past. That's all she knows.
Okay. He'll go up to the clerk. Forgive me, miss. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, my name is Stacy.
Stacy. May I inquire, how long have you been here at this establishment, let alone here in the city?
She laughs and she kind of like picks her glasses up her face a little bit. She gives a hard thought of it, and she replies that she has been here for 6 years now. She's helped stock this library. She seems kind of proud of it. She lets you know that.
That's a good length of time to be here amongst the indigenous in the city here. I have an inquiry I'd like to ask you.
Please,
What do you know
she
of
says.
artifacts or magical items that might have resided on this part of the world?
Oh, you see her eyes light up and her eyes like drop. Like finally somebody knows how cool this place can be, right? She kind of has that look on her face, and she like walks behind the desk and just so happens to have a few books there. And one of the books she picks up, she kind of walks it over to you and she like hands it to you to look at, and she says, "This is she says in her voice, this is something that I've been reading about and looking upon. It is my hypothesis that an older civilization made their presence here known, and that temple and all the things that we build upon, they had magics and powers far beyond anything that we have in our mundane world now. Some of the lore and the books in here are stories from that time period." And she kind of like hands it over to you. And it looks like an old book. It's well preserved, but it is old. You open it, and as you read it, it is written in common. You flip it through some pages, but like again, it's like reading Old English. like the common is outdated. It's not the common that we speak in nowadays.
Yeah, I think Dusty would just kind of thumb through it at a fairly quick pace to see if there's any mention of
Yeah.
a beacon
You,
of power, some kind of
yeah, there
source of
is.
energy and stuff like that.
As you like flip around the thing, there they talk about a keep or a castle, and it is portrayed in snow, and it is the better. Let me get the name before I butcher this thing. One second. If I was a better DM, I'd be prepared.
No worries. I'm asking all the questions I can and getting all the info.
It's called Badanar. Badanor. Badanar.
Badanor.
Yep.
Badanor. That's the name of the castle or the mountain?
Yeah, that's the name of the castle that she points at, and she goes in to say that this castle was where they made their like this was their capital city a long time ago. She talks about and as she brings it up, she says I would love to go there sometime. It's not doable. We can't traverse there. No expedition teams have returned from that frozen wasteland, but it would be so beautiful to see one day.
He kind of gleans at her and
Is that area guarded? Is there a military or some kind of security presence there?
She shakes her head. She says, "No. There is a bridge that leads from the only way across to get to the island. But once you cross that bridge, unfortunately, no one has ever returned back."
No one who's gone there ever returned. No signs of death or reports of these
We've
crews that might have died.
we've sent people there, and they have not returned. We've sent people after the people that were lost. None have returned. She says. She looks kind of sad, but it's like, um, you know, we've it's not a no-go zone. Some adventurers show up to these shores and they go there speaking of treasures and magics, and I have yet to see one return. I'm sure there has been. There might have been. How else are the stories of this place? And she kind of chuckles.
Do you carry any maps of this region?
She will walk. Oh, she kind of says, yeah, and she walks around there and pulls over a scroll that she unravels. It's much like the map that you have here, but it's kind of zoomed in on this part right here. Let me bring you over to it. So as she kind of lays the map out, the fortress is here on her map, not necessarily on yours. I'll update your guys' map to reflect, but she points into the mountains as if there is something right there.
he would open up his journal and jot down, and as he's jotting down like anything that she's telling him, he would also ask,
Is there a preferred path that you've known people to take up there? Path of least resistance?
The funny thing is the bridge is the only way there. You can climb the mountainous slopes, but the whole island is a mountain. Many that do climb, they don't return. So you can I know of no other way. The bridge is, and she points to like right here where there's a little bit of a connection. She says, that's the way everybody crosses. Her map is a little bit more detailed, and this whole island is covered in mountains. So landing here with a boat, it would be a very difficult thing. There's rocks. There's no beachy, sandy shores. It is difficult to kind of land into this area.
so
Many.
would that area there that she's talking about the connection, would it be kind of like a sandbarish kind of thing where it's like it's there's water, but there's like more or less some kind of shelf underneath the water that kind of comes and goes. That's how they get across.
There was an old, she will say to you that there was an old bridge, an ancient bridge that was built. It collapsed and fell into the sea there, and someone long ago built a wooden bridge across.
Okay.
That
Okay.
wooden bridge is what help people get across now. She she says, you know, she's never like been across the bridge, but she's seen it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she says it's woo. She kind of like she gestures like with her hands, like it's very far. She says it's about 180 feet across. It's a large bridge, a long bridge. It's a wooden bridge with just ropes. It tithers back and forth. It's a rickety bridge, um, but it is a bridge that stands and it has been standing even as long as she's been there. She's never seen anybody repair it.
He jots that down. He's writing all this information down for later.
Oh yeah, for sure.
to
And
refer.
she's kind of like she see that she's interested in that what you're writing, and you know you guys share a brief moment of like love of books and you know writing of other things. Is there anything else you'd like to ask her? Any more
Um,
conversation?
her number. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, Farouk!
her
No,
address.
yeah.
Her address.
Yeah, I don't mean to kick you out, but it is nighttime and she is here alone, so it's getting. You know, she's asking your you know she's asking questions, but I think it's getting to the point now after this conversation that it's getting a little bit later, and but
he would
yeah, I'll
ask.
give you the last word. Any kind of
He
questions
would
you
ask.
want to ask?
He would ask if he could borrow the book that she referenced him. If he could continue reading it and bring it back in the morning.
She hands you the book, and as you kind of grab it, she like doesn't let go of it, and she tells you in her voice, she says, "You promised me you'll bring this back."
I will take my own notes, but
She walks to the desk, comes back. As you're saying that, she walks to the desk, comes back, holds out a scroll, and she's basically making you like a library. Check out this book. She tells you to write your name there, and she writes her name and she writes the book that you release. Uh, and she kind of rolls up the scroll. There is no like name of the book on the book itself, and but she hands it to you. And any you have advantage on any checks uh, regarding this old ancient civilization and the information that is on there. You have another book at your advantage.
Okay. No, I don't think there's any checks I would make right now. Oh, but maybe I would make an Arcana check and see if I clocked any kind of magical item.
Magical items. Yes. Go ahead and roll me one. This place is bigger on the inside.
Okay, so it's itself a magical item.
Yes.
Okay, right on.
That's why she's proud of it. It's bigger on the inside. When you walk in, it's hard to notice, right? It's hard to notice when you're in there, but as you walk out, you're like, there's something about this place, and it is a magical sanctuary. Yes.
Cool. I think that would be it. He would make his way out.
Yeah.
He knows he's overstayed his welcome.
Yeah, it's like yeah. She checks you out. She walks you out, and she gives you like a bye hand wavement, and she shuts the door, and you return to the inn, and by the time you get in, it's late again, and Boots is asleep as you walk in. You throw off your gear, you sit on the bed, you think about the rest of your day until you lay down. Is there anything that's going through your mind before you fall asleep this second night?
I think he wants to read that book. He wants to go through it and study it and look for any references to an orb
Yeah.
or power source. But
Yeah.
because I have 3 potions of sleeping, he's gonna crack one of those bad boys up and
Oh,
drink
okay.
it
Yeah.
like some kind of
Yeah.
NyQuil. So he's
Yeah.
studying, but he's like, you know what? I'm
He's
gonna try to.
studying and drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. If I don't, whatever. Hopefully, it'll
Yeah.
help me have a good dream. So he's perusing through the book and he's like sipping and chugging on this
Yeah.
potion of
Yeah.
sleep.
So yeah, we'll knock one of those away. You sip and drink, and you read. Is there anything in particular that you kind of want to like have fresh in your mind before you fall asleep? Like any information about this place? What the book says, like baseline, is that there is a fort that is in this region here.
Mhm.
it is a fort of this ancient civilization. Um, there is word of a treasure or a king's keep, right? Like we all know keeps have treasures and magic
Right.
items and stuff like that. So there is like mention of that there. But again, it's like a it's like a talk from an older time period, and this new person is like filling in the blanks, right? So the book isn't completely accurate. It's like, the King James version of the Bible. The Bible is passed
Yeah.
on from one
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
to person.
Yeah.
It's basically like that as you read it. So you're getting history, but then again, you're getting people's like ideas of, well, maybe this has happened, or maybe this is the way it is, or maybe this happens this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I think that would be the thing in his mind, because pointing at the place and kind of recalling what Nilrealm had shown him, or the vision that he had.
Hmm.
And it's like he's basically trying to connect more dots in his own mind. He's figuring out the disease of the island. He's figuring out about this orb, this artifact that they're looking for. And even though it's not a true reference to whether the orb is there or not, but he's thinking about the crown that Nilram was speaking of. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
if if maybe they're wrong, maybe that, maybe it's not an orb we're looking for, maybe the crown or the orb are both one and the same thing, or two things that are connected.
Hmm.
And he's trying to see if there's any more threads to be connecting as he's swigging his sleeping potion
Yeah,
and,
he's like sipping it
and
down.
thumbing
Yeah.
through the book and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and before you even realize, you kind of do that thing where you're about to fall asleep and you snap yourself awake, right? You kick yourself awake, and
Yeah.
as you kick yourself awake, the book sits in your hand. You sit on the bed in the tavern, but other than that, you are sitting in your tent back in Margar, just as you left it many years ago. You sit up and look around the room. All your equipment there, your furs, your potions that you keep, the sword that you kept. You look around, and this is your tent. You look to the cot that's next to you, and Boots no longer lays in it, but Nala. She lays on her back, her eyes looking, kind of like looking up at the ceiling, or the tent, I should say. Tent. She looks over to you and she says, You've been talking in your sleep a lot. Are you okay? You're almost as bad as me.
can I make a perception check?
Yeah, please. What are you looking for?
When she says you're almost as bad as me, I'm trying to determine if she's referring to her condition as if she's dying, and if that correlates with his physical representation as he's noticed now.
Yeah.
If that's what she's referring to. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. You sit up, you sit up, and as you're putting your feet in the sand, and the bed doesn't look like your bed, it looks like the bed from the inn. The nightstand is there from the inn, but everything else is your tent.
Okay.
And you feet in the sand, and you look at her, and she's looking at you. She's like she was. Her leg is broken. It is nasty, and you just barely healed it up. She looks to you and says, "So how far is the city to? You said you would walk me back to. You said 3 days travel. Do you think I can make it?"
He's in this dream. I would say he's starting to sweat,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
he's mulling over in his mind what to say.
Yeah. Take your time.
What would I have to do to determine whether Dusty is gonna play into this dream, or
It's up
to
to
kind
you.
of?
I mean, what I would do, do you feel like is it tugging at your like heartstrings? Because I would roll a charisma check. Is it tugging at your mental capacity? Maybe I would roll an intelligence check, right? Whatever you want to roll, but this is up to you. You can take it however you want to. This is this is strange, right? You're having a dream, or something is going on. You're picking up on something. This is like the conversation that you've had repeatedly over and over again, and it's
Can
vivid
I
and
make a
real.
wisdom check then?
Yeah, please.
Because if he's seen this before, he's like, no, this is
Yeah.
wrong.
We're like replaying between me and you, David. We're replaying that same first one-shot session that we had. This is a conversation that we had that you are replaying in your mind in a different aspect.
Would it be a saving throw?
Yeah, make me a save. Yeah, wisdom save. That sounds good. What would you give me?
That's
Oh
11.
no! How does he take it? Does he buy into this? Does he realize that this is a dream, right? This has to be a dream.
Yeah, this is
Or
a
not.
dream, but
I'm not here.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play into it, and he's gonna tell her, there's a chance to make it, but I cannot guarantee your survival. Let's say it's Anala.
Mm-hmm. Her face will kind of go down, like in a sad kind of look. She says, "Well, we have to try. We have to move on. We have to keep going."
Very well. I will respect your wishes.
And he'll go towards Nala, like trying to help her up from the bed. And
yeah, she sits up. You grab that walking stick that you found her. You hand it to her. She lays it under her. She grabs it and kind of stands up with it. She's up. She looks bad, but you know that she looked bad when you traveled the first time. And you guys begin to get your belongings and step outside of the tent. And as you open the tent doors, you see this. You are no longer in Margar. You are in
what?
a frozen wasteland.
Okay.
The ground is cold. Your lungs sting as you breathe in air. Condensation just pours out of your nostrils and your mouth. You look back at Nala, and she is like scrunched up and cold. She's almost reverting into the fetal position because it's so cold. But she's dressed as that day that you guys left her tent. She says, "Well, lead the way." She's like shivering. It's so cold.
Okay.
You begin to walk like you're walking, but you're walking through the snow. What's your impressions? What do you do as you travel through an endless wasteland? You look back over your shoulder, your tent is gone. You are just walking in the snow.
I would, out of curiosity, and he's, because of the wisdom save, I would say he's starting to believe that Nala's there with him.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
And he's like, stay close.
Yeah, she is. She's trying to keep up. She's leaning heavily on you. And the cold is oppressive. Your fingers are freezing. Now, David, hint, hint, I'm going to give you some clues on how to survive in the frozen wasteland. So, as you begin to walk, you realize your clothes are not cutting it at all. The cold is just stinging and burning you. Every exposed skin you have is getting sliced by the heavy winds. You cannot see. Travel is hard because of the slow blind. The sun reflecting off the snow is hurting your eyes. You're kind of used to it, but in a different aspect from being from the desert. But this one is piercing, almost to a blindness. True. It is. It burns as you walk. I want you to make me something that I call a frost check. This is a personal homebrew rule of 9. It's a constitution saving throw. Your clothes are not for the right environment, so you have a -5 to this roll. You're looking to beat a 15 on a constitution. You're more worried about her, and that's like powering you through this, right? How are you like ignoring the cold for this moment anyways and pushing forward? How is Dusty doing that?
I think he's kind of thinking about his shell, and that often gives him natural defense and
Oh
and
yeah.
coverage. So he's like, yeah, it sucks that my arms and legs are trudging through this icy, terrible cold, but he technically has. I guess he has a calmness of mind because he's like, if I have to hide in my shell for a second, I can do that. But
Yeah,
she
yeah.
can't, so I need to be strong for her currently.
Yeah, definitely. And you hold her in. Your shell is blocking a lot of the wind that's coming from that direction, providing her the ability to be out of the wind chill. And you walk for hours and hours. It feels like. Let me bring my notes up here.
Um, if I'm walking for hours, right? If we're already walking for hours and there's like no sign, if it's just like hard to see, ice is everywhere, I'm basically walking blind almost.
Yeah.
I would want to cast Thunderclap
Oh, okay.
to see,
Oh,
because I'm
yeah.
thinking about the first time we were caught up in a storm, except that one was a sandstorm. So I want to see if
Yeah.
a thunderclap might cause a break to get
Yeah, that's fucking cool. Yeah, hell yeah, do that. You do that. Yeah, you cast it, and there is a break, and in that break you see a large bridge, and I am going to take. Let me see if I can get you to that. No, I'll just do it with the other mind. There is a large bridge in this break. The storm kind of peels away. The blizzard dies down, and you see this large bridge. It is swaying back and forth. Came out of nowhere. The thunderclap pushed the snow away. You walk up to it, you feel the sturdiness of it, and you begin to walk across the bridge. As you do, shadows on the ground begin to reach and pull towards you, gripping at your legs. Um, Shadows that reach out for Nala as well. Give me a strength saving throw as these shadows pull at your legs.
18.
Oh yeah, you were able to break away. Instinctively again, you pick her up this time. You begin to trudge along as these shadows reach out for you. You and like a dream, after you break away from the shadows, the next thing you realize you're on the other side of the bridge. You look around. You don't remember crossing it, but now you stand on this frozen wasteland, and high in the mountains, right about here, you see a fortress in the sky, kind of, or connected to the mountain, but up in the elevation, and something is telling you that you may have found what you are looking for, and to continue pressing forward. You do so, walking with her until eventually you do find this fortress. It is 2 stories tall. There are guards all about at the outside, frozen in time. Their bodies are chilled and like they look like you and I, but just completely in blocks of ice. You walk past them.
Can I make an investigation check on
Yeah,
the
please.
soldiers?
Mm-hmm. What are you looking for exactly?
If there's if they look like regular, like your standard run-of-the-mill adventurer, or if they have some kind of symbol on their clothing, their armor, something
Some
like
of
that.
them, yeah, some of them as you pass look like very old-timey, like we would look at knights, like wearing different armor, like Renaissance, like I described before.
Okay.
Some of them look more modern. Some of them look newer. Some of the frozen bodies that are here, they're standing. Some of them are laying down. Some of them are clutching their stomachs. You can tell that the frozen weather has gotten to all these people here. As you look, there are probably, I don't know how Dusty is not kept up on fashion, but there are you're seeing the fashion trends of the modern age kind of play out before you, as time has, like I said, stand still, owning to the fact that these people are frozen from all time periods. as it seems. You walk up to the doors of this fortress, and as you walk, the doors open, and you step through. And as you do, I will get you to the next page, and I will help you with your token on this page here. Yes. Yes.
Damn, this
Cool.
vision.
Kooky shit. And there you go. You walk in, the cold is gone. You are back in the desert sands. And let me get the music going for you here.
Whoa, what? What? Hold on. What? Yo, that thing just looks sick. Wait, so am I still on the same bridge?
This is that you open the doors to the fortress, and as you do, like a dream, it's kind of convoluted, right? Like you're in dreams, sometimes things happen that are weird. You walk through a door, but then you're outside, and then like, no, wait, I'm at a party. That's fucking weird. And as that happens, you walk through this fortress right here, and you are in this temple. And I believe you can see the whole temple, correct?
Yes, I can see it.
Yes, it is a temple in sand. Sand is coming and falling around all over you. And you hear a familiar voice in your mind.
Yes. I know this place. Go forth. Check in. You are missing something. You replay this dream again and again, and you still don't see.
Bessie's gonna look for Nala.
Yeah, you look around and she is nowhere to be found.
And then I'll look behind me. And do the doors that I just came through? Are they open where I can still see the ice behind me, or are they closed?
They are open. They are open. But as you look out through that, you see the sands, the dew sands of Margar. You are no longer in a frozen wasteland. The ice has, the cold has been completely replaced by dry heat and sand. Something familiar to you and something that you feel like home, kind of.
Okay. He'll grumble because he's like, "Gosh, dang it! I really hate this whole dreaming thing. I wish I could just go to sleep and wake up normal." But I think he would feel a sense of legitimate warmth because he sees something familiar behind him, and he has this kind of like, "All right, I'm kind of close to home." Yeah. And he'll start walking up the bridge slowly.
Take your time, walk a little bit, and then I will narrate what you see here.
I mean, he would make a perception check and kind of look around. Actually, he would be kind of looking ahead of him and kind of taking in the architecture of the temple ahead of him as he's moving forward.
Okay. Let's see here. There you rolling here. Yeah, stay there. I don't. You've been rolling pretty lousy, so I'm not gonna have you roll for this. But what are you looking for exactly?
He's trying to see if this temple might have any kind of. It might be recognizable to him if he sees Markar behind him, the sands of Markar. I'm trying to see if this might be familiar to him, if he's seen this at some point.
Okay. Crafted from massive blocks of sandstone and sold by disciples and teams of workers, this impressive kind of temple stands before you. It seems to stretch this like higher than you can even imagine or see. Your dark vision is 120 feet, probably not that high, but it stretches high above you. Within the depths of the structure, large columns with old runes are on them. And you move about here, I think, and there will be something that you can see with your perception. Yes, right about there. And with your perception, you see two uh, two creatures. They see you and they begin to stand up, and you hear that voice in your head.
Yes, many of the dead live here. Be careful. Don't let them touch you.
Would these be more of your champions, No Realm?
Destroy them like in my past.
And these skeletons are here, and I think we will roll for initiative.
Let's go!
Let's
Let's
fucking
go!
go. I'm gonna get you, me son of a bitch. Let me get the thing up real quick. And now you time for you to die, you rat bastard.
Alright,
Yeah, death is on the line for your one shot, just so you know. So it could happen.
hold on.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! 6. Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
did it happen? Okay, sorry.
Okay.
I wasn't
No,
able to
it's all
click on my character, so. Can I roll again? Since I didn't hit it?
good.
No, that's funny. I'll take it.
6. All right, and they are gonna go. Let's see. What's your guys' initiative? Please be good.
Get them a 1. They should
Please
get a
feel
1.
They should probably get a 1. You just kind of got them by surprise. Let's see here. Skeletons initiative. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
I'll go
As
with it.
you get there, you they begin to stand. The remnants of a long battle a long ago play off on them. One of them has arrows sticking inside of his leather armor. He reaches and grabs a rusty spear, and he grabs a shield. The other one has an arrow sticking into his helmet, and his bones crack, and he begins to stand up and and they look towards you. This one steps here. Do. This one stands up at attention, and they begin to look at you with hate and murderous intentions in their eyes. It is your turn.
All right. So so I do have a shield on. Okay, so I think this is going to be probably the first time that he instinctively doesn't use his quarterstaff. He is pulling out his longsword. So his longsword is his weapon of choice for this. And let's see, how far is that first guy from me? About 60 feet. Let me double check. Oh, okay. So I can do it both. So again, to specify before I make my move, my pact boon that I have with No Realm, I can use a spell as a bonus action.
You sure can.
Does that also count for my cantrips? Would I be able to use a cantrip as a bonus action?
If it has a bonus action tag, unfortunately, so it has to have the bonus action tag.
Okay.
So I say cantrips no, unless you can cast a cantrip as a bonus action.
But a spell I can use.
But a spell you can use as bonus action.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna use my Eldritch Blast, but I'm gonna focus it at him. I have 120 feet with my Eldritch Blast.
Which one's him?
The one behind him.
Oh man, what'd he do to you? God damn. All right.
He needs to get down. So.
9. Let me look at his AC. It misses. He holds up his shield, and it explodes his shield and sends it shattering into a million pieces.
Okay.
The skeleton kind of rights itself back up, and it is that was your turn. That was an action, I think, or
yeah,
right?
That was an action. Let's see. Do we count Hexblade's Curse as an action?
I don't remember what we ruled that as. I think we ruled that as bonus action. I believe it ruled it as a bonus action.
Okay, so if it's a bonus action, then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna curse that guy. I'm gonna hit him with Hexblade's Curse.
Yes. You curse him. You son of a bitch. You
Yeah, so it's for a full minute, so 10 rounds, and then yeah,
he is cursed.
I got a bonus to damage rolls, which is my proficiency. But I don't know. Oh, so I got a +2 to my damage for him.
Okay. Nice. Is
Alright.
that your turn?
And then I'm just gonna move up 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm just gonna move up 20 feet.
All right.
And that's my turn.
All right. Back to them. They will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, shit. 5, 10, 15, 20. And this one opens his mouth and his head, like moves to the side, and you hear a deathly gasp of air release. And that they don't have bows and arrows, so it is now your turn.
I'm gonna get up close. I'm gonna get up right into his face, and I'm gonna go for a longsword slash. So it's a +3.
That hits.
Okay, so that's 9 slashing damage.
Oh my god! Yeah,
Hold on. With Hexblade's Curse, is it? Hold on, let me see if it's a damage or if it's just the attack.
With
I get a bonus
Hexblade's
to
Curse,
damage, so
yeah.
instead of 9, it'll be 11 points of damage.
Oh my god! That actually they have. Yes, if it's more than 10,
he's cursed.
I mean,
He's cursed. Sorry, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cursed.
If
So
he's more than 10, yeah, he explodes into a bone-shattering million pieces, kind of shoot and explode everywhere, and
Yes! Kill these unworthy of my power!
he falls down dead. This one you see. Oh no, it's still your turn. I'm sorry. You have a bonus action and a movement.
yeah. So let's see how far. So I moved 5 feet because that's to this guy. So let's see. Perfect. So I'm gonna run. I'm running. I'm booking towards him. I hit this dude. I come up diagonally to the other one, and I'm going for. I have a bonus action, right? That's what it is. A bonus action.
Yeah, you have a bonus action.
Figure out. Make sure. Double check here. Action.
Because you made an attack action, and you have a bonus action and a movement, and an
Action.
item interaction. But you also can speak one line of dialogue for 6 seconds.
No, I think I'm going to hold that bonus action if I need it.
Okay. My turn. This one, it says short sword, but he has a spear, same difference. He will stab at you for 18. Does that hit?
18. I do not think that hits.
Oh my god.
No, my. Oh wait. Oh, dang it! The thing reset again. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry that it did that.
It dropped my because what I had. What is my AC? Because I think it's 19 in total.
From now on, guys, I want you, if you guys can make stuff on D&D Beyond. Just I'll send you a link to kind of link them to Roll20 if that's easier for you guys, because Roll20 seems to not be working out very well and erasing your guys' stuff.
I wrote it down as an AC of 20 because I think with my shield, because I have natural armor, which gives me 17, and then my shield is a +1, so that's 3 points.
The
so
shield of No, it misses you. It raises to hit you. Your shield blocks it effortlessly away. This thing, it is your turn. It looks determined to kill you. Murder's eyes. Its glowing eyes looking at you, ready for death.
So I won't use the bonus action. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with my my longsword again.
Oh, do it. Oh my fucking god, you blow him up. He does fall with a natural crit. You slice him. He explodes into a million pieces like the other. You hear voices and stuff now as the music of battle kind of fade away. and the sounds of something in the distance kind of pick up now that you're listening clearly.
Can I roll a perception check just to kind of make sure I'm out of combat and make sure there's nothing
Yeah.
lurking about?
Yeah, you're so far so good. There's nothing else. There is chanting coming from this area here though. You hear something like this filling the air.
All right. He keeps his longsword out, but he has it like in a reverse grip, so the blade kind of runs more along his forearm as he starts to lumber forward, kind of like in a battle-ready defense a stance.
Second. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, you begin to kind of walk slowly towards this area. And when you get to the doors, you walk through them. And we will get you to the next scene. All right.
DM, with that perception check, since I'm closer than I was before on the bridge, the runes that are on like the wall, do they look familiar? Do they look like something I would have seen before? Maybe on Metalmorph?
They do not look like any runes that you've seen on Metalmorph before. These runes here in this temple are. Make me a history check to see if you remember. 'Cause this is you could. Oh gosh, I should use both.
It's a dream. I can't tell.
The vision is fuzzy, right? Like in a dream, it's hard to remember what you see, and sometimes things are not quite clear. And we will get you to the next scene as you begin to walk into the temple, listening for any occupants. And where are you at here? Do the hustle. Bum, bum. All right. There we are. And let me switch you over here. Should be able to see this map now.
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy, but I see there's a whole gang of people.
Yes. As you walk through the doors of the temple and you look around, and there are many of these skeletons looking back at you. They seem to be grouped here. And they look like dressed down. They're not as they look like minions, right? And as you walk in here, this one comes up to you. His hand like outstretched, looking to grab at you, reaching for you. What do you do?
I would call out to Nilrealm. Nilrealm? Are these four I must destroy, or do I follow their lead?
You hear him, and he will respond.
Must die. Every single one of them. Power I will give you. You just need to remember.
Now, in the beginning of the campaign, I made you make a very important wisdom saving throw. It was your first wisdom saving throw after a moment where you had a nightmare. Do you remember that, sir?
Yeah, I believe I do.
Kind of, sort of? Okay.
Yeah.
Make me a wisdom saving throw right now. The DC is 17. It is high. Oh, gosh. Okay. All right. You walk in, and this one, again, begins to come at you outstretched, looking to do you harm. His hand quivering and flowing towards you. What do you do?
Are we in initiative still from the last battle? Or
Nope. We'll roll a whole brand new set. You get to get a new initiative. We'll roll another initiative if you want to.
If I see that one encroaching on me, but he's not that close, then I'm gonna do another Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a free action. Yeah, you the one in front. Roll me a Eldritch Blast, please. Yes, the 5 goes wide, it misses, but even though it misses, it hits this one back here. And this one, you see it fly back and smack into a pillar there and fall into the ground. This creature looks over his shoulder, and this one begins to back up. These two begin to move forward, and now we will roll initiative, because now shit is getting down and dirty.
Yeah.
Put that up real quick. Let me clear the initiative order. Clear all attacker. Clear. Select your token, and then go ahead and click initiative.
Let me roll better this time. Let's go.
I give you another chance.
There it is.
There we go. That's what
All
we
right.
want. That's what we want.
Gosh,
Nice.
man.
All right, there we go. And the
Rolling
skeletons will
garbage
act on the
today.
same turn. All right. 19. Oh, look, they even rolled well too. These scrubs will roll on their turn. Let's see what they roll. They don't have any. They don't have a high at all, do they? No, they don't. Initiative. 19. Oh, okay. They rolled actually pretty well, but not well enough. You go first.
Avatar of Death. I love that. That's a great name.
Yeah, Dusty, it is your turn. Let me get the combat music going so we know.
So that Eldritch Blast I did first round, well, that I did was surprise round, so it doesn't count for this initiative round, right?
No, it doesn't count for this initiative. No, sir.
And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna throw another Eldritch Blast off to my homeboy to the right, to the left over there.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh man, yes. And this one, these are minions. This one, you see it. The Eldritch Blast hits this one, and it snaps back like cracking pasta. The force of this thing hits this one in the chest, and it snaps backwards and falls to the ground and is no longer alive.
Okay. And then, so that's my action. I'm gonna hang out here. I'm just gonna hang out right here. I'm gonna wait for this guy to see what he does next. I have a bonus. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna hold my bonus action again, like I did prior. So.
Okay.
I'm holding a bonus.
Yeah. This one here, you see it begin to slowly back up. Like, oh my god, this thing is, whatever this is, it's dangerous. And he says,
They fear your power. The power I give you.
and these two will move up to 20, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then back here, you see more stand up from the darkness. Let's see if I can have you take a look at these. These ones right here. I don't know if you can see that on your screen.
Yeah.
There in the back, they stand and begin to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And as these ones move forward, they too will be chanting and speaking in a dark kind of whisper, a chant that you may have heard before when you undertook the oath. And it is your turn, sir.
Okay. Are they now in the initiative roll? These two?
Not yet. I'm gonna put them in next, but you can blast them. Yeah.
Okay.
You get one more round of opportunities to do things.
Okay. These right here, are these like columns or like braziers where I can have cover?
Yeah, you can hide behind these right here, braziers, or yeah, they can be braziers that you can crouch behind. Give you partial cover if you stand, and if you crouch, it gives you full cover.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to be right behind that one, diagonal movement. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna blast this guy with my Eldritch Blast.
Which one here?
Yeah, the one right here, dead center.
Oh my god. Okay. Yeah.
Oh no! That was wide.
Yes. You fire wide. It goes off into the distance and clatters against some of the wall here. That was your. I think
That was my action.
your.
That was my movement and my action, and I'm still gonna hold the bonus action.
All right. Okay. Let's see. Roll them into initiative. Oh, they go last this time. Okay. This one's turn. He will move in 5, 10, 15. Oh, 5, 15, 20, 25, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and he will move next to you, and he will make an attack with his short sword. Ugh, not doing it. This one's turn. He will stand back here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and you see him begin to retreat into the cathedral, temple, tab, thingamajiggy, whatever the fuck this is. And then these ones will go. Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Here we go. Death Clerics. These Death Clerics, here they go. I want to let you know that these are this first. They are minions.
Okay. So any damage.
Yeah, any damage you do against them basically kills these things. But what they're going to do is they're going to do an ability, and I don't know if they're close enough to do it yet. A little bit too far. Okay. He'll move. Okay, this guy will. They'll take a double 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. They're going to take a double. Yep. And it is your turn, sir.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna hit this guy with my longsword.
Oh gosh, do it.
Oh,
he pulls up his shield and blocks it.
And if I'm clocking these guys here, for my bonus action, because I have my boon, so I'm gonna, let's see here. Which one is it? Yeah, I'm gonna do Cloud of Daggers.
Oh my god, yes.
So it's a 5 foot. So it's a cube of 5 feet on each side. So if I put it here, I can't see that well. Hold on.
Let's see. Just gonna draw like a something there for you.
Because a 5 foot cube would be like direction, like I would center it, and then it would be everything around it, like in its.
Yeah, it should be everything in an adjacent square to it. So if you like placed it here, it would be like everything. I believe, if I'm correct, everything like in this kind of range here.
Okay, so that's exactly what I want to do then. That's exactly where I'm putting my Cloud of Daggers.
Oh, okay. Oh, 3 by 3. Oh, thank you for that. 3 by 3 square. And placing it there. So with
That's
like 3 by 3. Like that. Place here. 3 by, let me look. Can you put the spell up? Okay, there we go.
Yeah. It has a range of 60 feet, but it's a cube of 5 feet on each side, centered on the point I choose. So would it be like if I centered it here, it would be all the squares around it that are touching it?
Yeah, I think that's how I will rule it for now, and that's how we've ruled it before.
But I'm gonna put it here
right here, though.
I
Yeah,
want to
right.
hit this guy. Yes.
Yeah. You toss it. Does he have to make a save or anything like that? He just takes the fucking damage, doesn't he?
It just takes the damage. It's a 44.
Okay. Roll that 44 points of damage, please.
So it's 5 points.
So as a minion rule here, so if the acolyte takes any damage from another effect, they die. If the damage equals or exceeds their maximum hit points, otherwise they take no damage. So the daggers fly around him. He quickly waves his hand and protects himself with a shield, and the daggers get intercepted by that shield. He does not die from this effect. It does not do enough damage to kill him outright.
Okay, so then, so now that area has daggers in it, what a creature takes 4. when it enters the spell area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there. So it's there now. There's just
Yeah, that's right there. Everybody who steps right there is gonna get it.
and then so that was my bonus action. So that's it. That was my turn.
All right. No, I get you, son of a bitch. Moving right here. Oh yeah, you ready for this, Dusty?
I'm ready. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
All right. Take a little stab in the back, son of a bitch. This one reaches out and stabs you. Oh my fucking god, I got a crit 1 second. All right, the one next to him, he does reach out and stab you. God damn it. Okay. Next, this one. You see him. It looks like he comes back over here and grabs something off the ground. He comes back over here and begins to run with a huge scythe in his hands this way. And he stops right there. Readying in action.
Okay.
This one, he starts his turn there, right? He takes the daggers.
Yes, if he starts his turn.
44. All right, the magic number is 11. Roll me 44. Oh, this one. His shield holds up and the daggers are clawing at you. See it begin to break. You hear him, and it kind of breaks down and he is eviscerated, much like someone else you know, by a cloud of daggers, and he falls dead. This one, though, will then act. He will do exploit weakness. He will attack you with a necrotic bolt. 20 with the crit.
Dang. Okay. All right.
You take 4 points of damage. Oh, sorry, yeah, 2 points of 4 points of damage. Damage is double. 4 points of damage.
Okay. All right.
And then he will. It is your turn. That's all you can do.
So now that I'm surrounded,
Mhm.
I'm going to use a sword burst.
Oh shit. Okay.
So 5-foot radius, so I would hit both of them. It's instantaneous. They have to make a dexterity saving throw.
This is for one of them.
The save DC is 10, so he that one survives then.
Yep. The other one both.
Oh, they
of them
both
survive.
make it. Damn.
Mhm.
Oh wait, hold on. Is it success saving throw? Hold on, I gotta see. Oh no, okay, so it's either or. So they don't take any damage then. And
What does that look like? What does that look like when Dusty does sword burst?
when he does sword burst, he'll kind of go into a crouching position and put his hand to the floor as Iker comes from his turtle shell from all the cuts and stuff that's been filled in. So daggers would like shoot out and kind of spin around him very quickly.
Oh hell yeah, it does. Their shields immediately raise. Ting, ting. You hear it bouncing off of their wooden and iron shields.
And then let's see here. Can't make a second attack. That's an action for that cantrip. Oh, sorry, hold on. So that's one spell that I've used because of daggers, and then that's a bonus. Okay, so then yeah, that'll again be my turn.
Nice. Now I get you. You've been lucky so far. Your luck ends here, buddy. Short sword? 17? No.
That doesn't hit yet.
All right. God damn it. This one, carrying something in his arms, will move and run this way to you. And then, and then it'll begin to run this way, to run around the daggers. You can make an opportunity attack if you like.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll. You have a sword in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, and that is enough. These are minions, like I said. any damage that you do with melee attack kills them. As it runs by you, it looks like it's clutching a scythe in its hands. You run your sword right through its rib cage. It stops moving for a second and looks down at the sword and kind of grabs it with his bony hands. And then you yank out the sword, and the creature falls lifeless to the ground, returned to the dead once more. And it is now the Death Cleric's turn, and he will again give you a bolt.
Go, let's go.
No. No. The first one is a 12. It's with advantage. It misses. God damn it. All right. Dusty, it's your turn.
Would those have had disadvantage anyways, or because I have half cover, or no?
Yeah. They have you have a +2 to your AC, so they both miss. Yeah,
Okay.
they miss. Anyways, but your fucking AC is like 20, so nothing's ever gonna kill you.
So I'm gonna look to the Skully bones to my left, and I'm gonna hit him with the longsword.
Yeah. Oh, the sword. He holds up his shield. Your sword slash kind of hits his, disarms his shield a little bit. It falls to the ground. He points his sword at you. His mouth opens, but no sound comes out. That was an action. You have a bonus action.
Balls. I don't want to use this right now. Level 2. If I move back one, does that move me out of their area of combat? Okay, then I'm just gonna. Oh, you know what? No, I take it back. I'm gonna stay there because I still have the cover. So if that's set, I'll just hold a bonus action again.
All right. These two will then begin to slash at you once more. God damn it. That 5, the second one here, roll me an attack, weapon attack, please, with your longsword. He overextends with his stab, provoking attack of opportunity.
Okay. Crunch, crunch, crunch.
There we go. There we go. This one, not a minion, but an actual. Oh, wrong one. I meant to lower his hit points. That's 6. There we go. Ooh, a good hit. 4 hit points remaining. That guy is dead. Should take him on a turn order. This Death Cleric now will move in close. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh, I can't get there. There's a brazier. He'll move right there. He will touch you with life transfer.
Okay.
Ah, fuck, he misses. All right. God damn it. I forgot how much armor you have, you son of a bitch. It's your turn, sir.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cast another another cantrip, and I'm gonna do sword burst again.
All right. Okay. All right, here it in dexterity save and throw.
Yeah.
And that one fails. This guy succeeds. This one fails. Go ahead and roll damage on that. This
what
is the
about the
Death Cleric.
cleric? Yeah.
Dex, not too good at Dex. 14.
Okay, so I only get this guy then. So that'll be a 1d6. It's 4 damage.
Nice, yes. You're starting to get surrounded. You might be getting a little bit nervous.
What is taking so long?
It's all a game, isn't it? Well, I can play too.
Now you get it. Put them down, they're weak.
So I think.
That was your cantrip?
Yes, that was a cantrip. So that cantrip counts as an action. So, for my, yeah, you know what? Screw it. For my bonus action, I'm going to cast. What is it? I'm going to cast Misty Step.
Ooh.
No, hold on. Sorry. Oh no, I clicked out of it. I clicked out of the game for a second.
No problem.
It opened up a different tab. Sorry, guys. Recalculating spines. Okay. So yeah, so I would cast Misty Step, which instantaneously moves me 30 feet to an unoccupied space I can see. So let's see here. I'm gonna move. Jesse's gonna cast Misty Step. He disappears into a wisp of black smoke, and he's gonna reappear over there.
Nice.
They don't. Do they get opportunity attack?
Nope, they do not.
Okay, so I just dipped out, and that's all for my spells, I believe.
Yes. This I think it's their turn. Is that correct? This
Yes,
one
now
will move
it's their
here, and he crouches down to that. Looks at that skeleton on the ground. This one will run up here, and he will not run through the blades because he's not stupid. He will run around.
Good.
And
Good.
Yeah, he will run there. 5, 10, 30. Sorry, there. And then it is this acolyte's turn. The Death Cleric's turn. He will product you. And that is it. It is your turn.
Now that I've made some space, I'm going to move right up into this guy's face, and I'm gonna hit him with my longsword again.
Yeah, give to him. Kill him.
Where you at? There you are.
No longer shielded. A 10 does hit.
Okay.
And you do, oh my god, 6 points of damage, which is enough to send him to the afterlife again. Afterlife again? I don't know. We gotta talk about that.
The Dark Beyond.
The Dark Beyond. Yes, this one you stab it in its collarbone, and its collarbone snaps under the pressure, and you draw the sword out, leaving it falling and slumping over. You see it fall to the ground, reach like it's reaching for your leg, kind of like its last death gasp, and then it falls to the ground. It is this. That was one of your attacks. You got a bonus action and movement, I think. Still more movement.
Damn. I think. Damn, I really don't have a lot. Now that I think about it, I'm like, I don't really have a lot of spells unless it's like a cantrip or a spell, and they're all actions. So I have to. I'm gonna move back then. I'm just gonna move back about right there, and kind of use the Cloud of Daggers as a buffer zone for myself.
Okay. 25, 30. I'm gonna get you, son of a bitch. 16. God, man, whose idea was it to give you a fucking shield? 20, that hits, right?
There it is.
There we go. You take 2 points of necrotic damage.
I'll take it.
This dark lightning bolt erupts from the skeleton's hand. It spreads like spider waves through your chest and all out of your shell, erupting and pulling your life force out. But now it is your turn.
Okay. Now that one's come up to me, actually, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try to shoot this guy with the Eldritch Blast again.
Oh yeah.
Where you at? There you at.
Oh! As you shoot the Eldritch Blast, this is the last second he reaches to the ground and he pulls up a block of stone and it shatters the stone in front of him. He lowers his hands and you see him staring at you. Your attack missed, but it is still your turn.
I'm like rolling awful today. It's so bad today. Yeah, I don't have a second attack. I can't use a cantrip, so
Yeah.
That's it. That's my turn.
All right, sorry. Yeah, you're rolling bad. I've noticed it, man. It's you can't roll above a 10 today. 11, but I can't seem to roll above a 20 for some fucking reason. And he slashes. The other one, the cleric, he moves here. Maybe the angle was wrong. That's why he couldn't hit you. Drops another one with another.
There you go. That one hit.
Again, this necrotic energy like goes through your body.
You are going to fall in the sand somewhere, aren't you? What a waste.
Okay.
It is your turn, sir.
He's going to. You know what? I have a question, DM.
Yes, sir.
For an action, would I be able to push a character?
Yeah.
Enemy? Can I get to this guy up inside? I want to push this
Put him in here.
this guy into the cloud of daggers.
All right. Make me an athletics or check, please.
Athletics?
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god, he falls back. The daggers, as soon as his back hits the daggers, they begin to eviscerate his bones. Roll me damage for those things. Oh my god, yes. It is. You see him put his shield up and his arm falls off. You see its leg begin to fall off. He's standing there. He falls onto the ground. It is slowly. It's ripping him apart. That was your action.
So I only use what? Those 10 feet, 5 feet of movement?
I say 5, yeah.
5 feet of movement.
From here to here, like 10 feet maybe? I don't know.
That's I'll count it as 10. I think that would have been 10. And then for my 20 feet of movement, I'm going to run up behind this brazier, and that's it. That's my turn.
All right. Roll me another 44, please, because this guy is in the daggers. I think you don't even have to. Yeah, roll it. Yes, he holds up his shield. His leg falls. He falls to the ground. He reaches out to kind of pull himself out, but before he does that, his lower body is completely cut and ripped off of his bones. He is dead. The creature is no more. This creature here will move here, and he will attack you with that. Yes.
There we go. So 2 more points?
2 more points, but no one is alive around him.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is your turn now.
He's in front of me. I'm gonna hit him with my
Yeah,
he's
longsword?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with the longsword.
Mm-hmm. AC 13. Oh, you swing your longsword. His staff comes and kind of intercepts it. He pushes it to the ground. You see him look at you. Now that you can peer at his bleach-boned skull, his mouth opens up. Ichor is pulled into around his teeth, and he says, and that was an action. You have a bonus action. You have a move. Ooh.
I'm just gonna ring around the ropes and go. Whatever I gotta do. Yeah, that's it. That's my turn. Oh my gosh.
His turn. He sees you. You have half cover. He's gonna necrotic bolt you with the 5. Misses. It hits this brazier. Ricochets off into the wall. He's gonna roll a d6. 6. The energy on the brazier, like as you ducked behind it, he shoots lightning at it. The lightning kind of reflects off of this brazier, comes back to him. He holds up his hands, and very much like Emperor Palpatine, you want more power, infinite power. He shocks himself, igniting himself and lighting himself ablaze. He falls to the ground, and combat is over.
Great.
There is a quiet in the room, a quiet that pulls you into this general direction over here. Let me peek it. Yeah. You walk through this place. You see ash dancing and floating in the sky. You recognize this as the Shadowfell. This place is devoid of color. It is black and white. You standing in this area is the only thing that has color. And you begin to move and walk downstairs. And as you walk downstairs, up the stairs, you see a clattering of another kind of acolyte of death approaching, arms raised out at you. You catch this one by surprise. What do you do?
Where's this acolyte? Sorry.
This acolyte, you're walking down some stairs into underneath this kind of area, this temple kind of sort of thing. And as you walk downstairs, the sand temple, there is an acolyte of death coming up the stairs. You catch it off guard, and you see it kind of it stops, stands upright for a brief moment. Its mouth opens up, and it lets out a hand.
If I'm not too close to it, then I'm gonna do an Eldritch Blast.
Blast it, baby. Yeah, the forward hits some rubble, misses. It runs up to you and attempts to kind of reach out and claw at your face. It's gonna make a claw attack at you. It has a +2 to hit. 18? Nope.
Nope.
Now it's like you are wrestling with this thing on the stairs now, as it is in your face, reaching and clawing for you. It is your turn. What do? You don't have to roll initiative. We're gonna kind of free flow this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with my longsword again.
Yeah. You reach out, grab it. Yep. As it claws at you, you find a moment to drive this sword into its ribcage, chest area from underneath. You pull it out, shattering the ribs. The thing falls on the ground and rolls down the stairs. And down the stairs, you see a light. And you are all can't help but drawn down there. And we are going to take a 5-minute break, and then after this, we'll finish up the session. I'm excited.
Right. Sounds good.
Let's go.
BRB, Laura.
Yes, as you begin to, you stab this creature, it rolls down, this skeleton rolls down the stairs. And as it does, we will jump to a cutscene. This is a little something that we're doing here.
What? Did you animate something? No.
No.
Yeah. All right, can you see this screen, guys? Everybody here?
Yep, I can see it.
Let me navigate.
It's pitch black on my end.
Yeah, you're not on it yet. I'm going to put you on it in just a second. And I'll put you on actually right now, just so you can see what's going on here. These are the stairs you're walking.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Yep. And it is the two of you guys, Genesis and Owen. You guys are guards. You guys are captains in the Prime Army, tasked to guard this this temple. And it's a little bit of quiet in the middle of the night of your shift. You have some soldiers here that you guys are in charge of. They sit around this place, kind of playing some cards, laughing and chuckling to themselves. What do you guys doing? Give me a little bit of RP between you two of you guys talking about your night shift. It's quiet.
I
One of the guys at the table, he sits to you and he says, Captain, how much longer till our shift is over?
Just a few more hours, Rodney. I know. I don't want to be here either.
And you see him shake his head, and he kind of like throws some cards on the table. Says, Captain, I'll bring you in next round. Deal you in.
I can't. I'm saving. Where did I say?
Yeah, I know. Me and the wife, we're trying to get out of this place. We don't like this deployment. We're saving up some money so we can go back to the mainland.
I can't wait for that too.
And a little bit of time passes, and you begin to hear some strange noises upstairs. First, you hear the sound of movement, shuffling of foots, and the movement of like troops. It's loud enough that these people here, they all they all stop and they begin to kind of listen, and you hear a little bit of this screaming coming from upstairs. This guy stands up, so does this one. He stands and looks here. This one comes, moves this way. This one stands up as well. They look to you. You see that there is some kind of confusion on their face. They look to you. Captain, did you hear that?
I did. Rodney, check the stairs.
You see him. He gets up. Yes, Captain. And you see him walk up the stairs. Begin to walk up the stairs. And as he does, you are hearing now the sounds of panic and the sounds of screaming from people. There's screaming and the sounds of a hiss and a nasty blast. Energy, and people are moving and stumbling and hitting around. There is panic, and after a few seconds, the panic begins to quiet and die down. There is, as he reaches the stairs, you see a figure begin to walk down the stairs, and that figure is a shadowy, kind of large person. And Dusty, describe yourself to the party member, to the people here in this room as you walk down the stairs.
I would say Dusty's, he almost, I would say he's starting to, like, with the changes happening, he's becoming a little kind of ghoul-like, I would say, because he's sunken in at the eyes. He has a pale complexion. He's also, I would say at this point, since he's been in combat and he's been using his spells, he's starting to drip with a black ichor from his shell, from his eyes, even from his fingertips, as he's been constantly using Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
And the more and more as he's been going on, it's like he's like a dripping dark vision of death.
Yeah. And this one, you see Rodney walk up the stairs. He sees you. He looks confused. He says, "Halt! Stop! You're not allowed down here." And instantly, a sword runs through his back, or through his chest, I'm sorry, and he slides down the stairs, falling down dead. Dusty walks down, and with that, I think we need to roll initiative one last time.
Do it.
Oh shit.
Alright, let me bring up the turn order here. Let me click on you can be able to open up your character sheet and click on your tokens. There we go.
Would I be the red one or the blue one?
Whatever one you guys want to decide. It's up to you guys.
Okay. I guess I'll rock red, Owen, if you want to rock blue.
Alright, let's go roll this initiative. Oh my god, no. All these units go at the same time. Alright.
Find
Oh no. 17.
That work?
Yeah, you rolled a
How did
7,
you-
right?
Okay, as long as it worked.
Yeah, as long as it worked. Here we go. So yeah, it's if you highlight over the turn order, it'll highlight.
Oh, my bad.
The blue one. Yeah, no, it's okay. We'll take the 7 though, and we will roll the other captain in the order.
How'd you roll the initiative for the prime captain? Because I don't see an initiative.
I had to click on the character sheet, and then there's a little initiative thing in the corner.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, there we go. Let's change yours to 17, what it was. All right. Oh no. All right, let me get in setting order. All right, You guys are on an easy job, soldiers. No one comes down here. No one bothers you. No one does anything like that. And the screams and the sound of terror and screaming and death above is silenced as this creature walks down the steps. He is dripping in eldritch energy and ichor and darkness. His eyes blacked over. His facial expression is sunken in, and I don't know if you guys can even see him too clearly at this moment. But it is Dusty's turn.
All right. Would Dusty be able to make an insight check on whether or not this is still a dream?
Yeah, make me an insight. You know, yeah, make me an insight check. DC is super easy for this. Yeah, this looks like the real world. This is as real as anything that you've experienced before. That insight check tells you that you look down at your sword and it is covered in blood. You have your feet and your boots are covered in blood. Blood covers your t-shirt and your clothing. You look back up the steps and you look around the room and you seemed maybe this. I don't think this is a dream anymore.
So it's okay. So it's my turn. So let's double check something here again. Oh, sorry, nope, wrong thing. Oh, I can't cast it. All right, I already burned through that.
Need more power.
Okay, that's 5 foot. How far are these guys here? So I'm gonna rush these guys right here.
Okay.
So he's gonna use his full movement, 30 feet. Yeah, I can't see how the grid is. I think the grid's a little off, but
It's slightly off, yeah.
I don't know if being there would be kind of splitting the difference. I want to be like right next to these guys.
Okay. Yeah, it should be pretty. Yeah, we'll see. Let's see if I can get the grid here a little bit better. Let's see.
No, that's fine. Then I can be here and just be contacted with this guy on the left-hand side. That's fine.
Where you're at the token now, it seems like you can. You'd be okay to get them both.
Okay. And then as I'm over there, I'm casting Sword Burst, so they have to make a dexterity save.
Oh my god, no. Okay. And just so you know, these guys are prime soldiers. They are also minions, just so you're aware. And they have to make dex. Is it dex saves?
Yes, dexterity save of 10.
Oh no. Oh, this one immediately. Roll me damage. I think you.
Yeah, it's a 1d6.
He did. He did. This one immediately gets eviscerated. It's the ground is covered in blood as your burst of energy erupts. Is it like, what is it? Just regular? Oh, it's force damage. Yeah. It sends him flying back. His back slams against this table. You hear snapping of bones from the force, and that was your movement and your movement and reaction, I think.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I have.
All right, Captain number 1.
Alrighty. Let me pull my sheet back up, take a glance at all the things I can do. Oh, okay. I think my guy is going to, see his buddy get blasted against a table.
Yeah.
And then, I'm trying to think of random NPC names. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Sorry.
Yeah, true. Anyone you want to throw out there? Yeah.
I think he's gonna see that happen and yell, "Winston!" And then he's going to how far away are you? Let me check. 45. Damn. All right. I'm going to.
Captain, they killed Winston! One guy says.
And then I'm going to. Oh, I can't really do anything. I guess I'm gonna charge towards you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then ready my action to smack you with a sword if you come close enough.
If you come close,
Yeah.
You see this soldier, he's got determination in his eyes. A human, young and handsome, prototype chin, blue eyes piercing at you. He is devout in his way to defend this keep and their temple, and he holds his sword out ready to strike at you, Dusty.
Okay.
This other captain. Captain, it's your turn. Captain Owen.
Owen, I think your mic might be muted if you're here.
Oh, can you hear me now?
There we go.
Oh, okay, I need to split these. Split screen view. And then we'll open Chrome. There we go, and now you can still hear me?
Yep.
Perfect, okay, I figured it out. So what I'm going to do is, I've got to ask, if I bonus action dash and charge with my shield straight into him, could I shove him away from the troops?
Yeah, that sounds cool. Hell yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm just gonna full sprint right at his face with the shield
you
ready
just
and
go,
ram into him.
Back away! And he kind of
Get away
shoves
from
at
my
you.
men!
Yeah, true. Make me an athletics check against his athletics check. You have advantage because you ran.
Oh, so many buttons I have to press. Go all the way to the bottom. Click.
Yeah.
That wasn't it.
That
So
wasn't
it's
it. Athletics.
combating athletics.
Yep, athletics. Oh, a 6. Dusty
If
coming
it'll
through.
roll. There we go.
Does it roll for you? Is it coming up there?
It's going, and you said I have. It would be just strength, right? Because I don't have
Yes.
proficiency in it.
Yep, just strength, but you have advantage because you ran.
Did that roll? Oh, I
Yeah.
just rolled it like a million times, didn't I?
Oh, it's a nope, just once. But a natural
Okay.
fail though. You run up to him. Roll me a 1d6 on a 5 and a 6. The worst possible thing can happen to you, which would probably be
Okay.
tripping.
Roll 1d6.
Oh, you're fine. Yeah, you shove him, but he is thick and strong, stronger than he looks. As you push him back, your guys are kind of doing like a tug of war, kind of push at one another. Captain, you look into his eyes; they are sunken in and black. They are dark. There's no pupil, as it seems like there is a small kind of ocean of ripples across his eyes. It is a little unnerving, to say the least. These soldiers. What do we do, Captain? Instead, right? They look for instruction.
Oh,
Do we run?
great question.
Do we attack?
Slam him!
All right, yeah. This is get up! They all surround you.
I just yell it as I did my charge.
Yeah, trigger. Yeah, exactly. Hell yeah, that's fucking cool. The soldiers are all there are minions, but they're gonna do a group attack. They have a +3 to this. 18 plus 3 is a
21. That's
21. You take 3 points of damage, sir, as they all stab at you. And you feel their spears. Yep.
Hit.
And 3 points of damage, and that was their turn. It is your turn, Dusty.
Now that they're all up on me, I'm
They
going
have
to.
this one. Before you go, though, they have this ability, Overwhelm. They're like grabbing at you and trying to hold you down. For every soldier that's next to you, your movement speed is reduced by 5 feet. So now you have 15 feet of movement.
Okay.
As they're grabbing at you, but it's your turn.
So I'm gonna use the same cantrip. I'm gonna do the sword burst because now they're all around me.
Yeah, you're like
Um,
ding, 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 They're all
they,
hitting you.
they have to make a DC save of 10.
10. All right, I'm gonna roll 2 of them.
And it'll be
That's
1d6.
the captain too. That's the captain.
Yeah, I'm getting. It was you said Dex.
Yep.
Dexterity, yeah.
Oh, 10. Okay. This one, you see him charge. He says, "Get him, Captain! Show him what pride can." And he gets blasted away with force damage. This one also, you see him. He reaches up his arm to strike down on you, Dusty, but your shield, your sword burst erupts off of your body. His elbow is like immediately ripped off of his torso. He falls on his knees and he screams, "Ah!" Blood pouring out of his arm, and he falls on the ground, dying. This one succeeded his save. Oh, you failed your save. You take 1d6. You're not no fucking minion though. You're a captain, sir. You're a fucking captain.
Exactly.
So that's
You
4
take
points.
4 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, you're a fucking captain. All right, captains, you can let your men, 3 of your men, just die for prime, for the empire.
They
Take this
died with
one.
honor.
To die with honor, yeah. To die with honor, hell yeah.
I think.
Genesis, it is your captain's turn.
All right, I'm going to. How far is the 15 feet? Am I 15 feet away? I don't think I am.
I have to back up a little. Oh.
Would that be
You're back.
considered 15 away? Because he is 15 feet away.
I think you have to back up a little bit and then charge at him.
Okay.
You can do it, though.
I'm gonna do that then. I'm gonna back up and charge him 5, 10, 15 feet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my charge. If a captain moves at least 15 feet straight towards a target, then hits the target with a melee attack on the same turn, it does an extra 1d6 damage. And
Yeah.
then I'm gonna use exploit opening with that.
Yeah.
And
Put it
give
in
my
the chat so he can see it for you too. You
I
can
mean-
click on the charge button there where it says charge.
There we
Yeah, and
go.
exploit weakness.
Then
Okay, so
Charge.
it's advantage.
Mhm.
and then I'm going to smack you with my longsword. Damn it!
Oh no! You got only got advantage 7.
Oh
hits.
yeah, it's
Or 22
22.
hits.
Yeah, let's
22 does
go.
hit. 22 does hit.
Yeah.
So it does 4 plus
4
another
plus
d6.
6.
6,
Yeah,
10
yeah.
damage.
10 points. Right, 10 points.
All right, 10 points. Russ,
1, 2, 3, 4.
And then that will be my turn.
For here is power.
and you feel one of your spell slots rejuvenated as dark eldritch energy fills your mind, Dusty.
So I got a spell slot back. Okay.
The good job, Captain. Next Captain. You got him, man. If we
follow
knock him to
straight
0,
up.
we can arrest him. If you knock him to 0,
I
we
follow
can
straight
arrest
up as my
Co-captain.
co-captain, I guess.
yeah.
Does I use one of my exploit openings and
Yes.
I will smack his ass with the longsword.
Oh no, you got a 7. You the charge hits him, but as this energy kind of gathers around him, you swing for an opening, but his shield raises at the last possible moment, blocking it.
Oh, that blows, and then I don't have a bonus action, so I just
Yeah,
hit you with
so
a shield.
So it sucks being NPCs on. They are weak. Here's a this one stabs at you. 13
Okay.
misses.
Yeah.
Captain, I'm scared. What are we gonna do? He's killed us. You see
So-
the fear in the eyes of the people around you.
So I'm gonna longsword the minion.
Oh no! Roll it out there.
Okay, let me get a grab. Where are you? Where are
Please
you? at?
don't
Where you
kill
at?
him. He's Captain.
He's got 2.
Ah, yes.
So I want to combine something here quick, just as far as like the RP goes.
Yeah.
So if as I'm stabbing him and I have my bonus action and my boon allows me to cast the spell for my bonus action,
Mhm.
I'm going to Misty Step as I'm stabbing him and kind of poof into a wisp, a cloud of dark essence. So
yeah.
kind of like a little bit of like a Nightcrawler kind of vibe. Like he poofs. And I'm gonna go 30 feet away. So as I stab this guy, poof, and I'm back over here.
Like
Yeah,
close
this
to the
one-
shadows, I guess. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
close
he-
to the area.
He falls to his knees. He reaches up for you, Captain Owen. He grabs your leg. He reaches in his pocket as he starts to die, holding a letter to hand to you to give to his wife who was about to give birth. And he falls face down into the ground. Probably your friend. Maybe actually, you know what? That was your younger brother. You guys joined and enlisted together. He just died before your eyes. It is.
Ruh-roh.
It is. All right. It is your turn, Captain Genesis. It is your turn.
Am I in darkness right now where I'm standing? Would I be?
You are. You.
in the shadows?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know if they can see you. Their torches are not. They don't have torches with them. They're using the light that's natural to this area.
I mean,
Okay.
he's still on my screen.
Oh, is he still on your screen? Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe he is.
If he went back one
barely,
more
yeah.
square, I
I'll
wouldn't
gi-
be able to see
Yeah,
him.
I'll give him like a little bit of like cover, like
Okay.
because he's kind of in the darkness.
All right, sounds good.
Would I have to do like a perception to see him or something, or would I just?
Yeah, you as he gets stabbed and you see this misty kind of he disappears. Give me a perception check. DC is going to be his stealth passive.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
He
You can see him,
does.
Captain.
There we go.
You can see
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no fucking chump, Captain
Yeah.
Genesis.
All right, I'm
Look
gonna.
over there. You
Ow.
point.
Oh, see how far away he is. 35. Wait. Okay, so I can get to him. Perfect.
Mhm.
He's gonna grab the letter, kind of holding his brother, looks up, and sees him
Yeah.
teleport in the corner with like his glowing green eyes.
Yep.
Son of a bitch! And then he's going to.
Yeah.
Okay, I know this is a little bit of like a like it's not on the sheet, right? Could I grab
Uh-huh.
one of the other guy's swords and like attack one with an action and one with a bonus action?
Yeah, that sounds fucking cool. You drop your shield.
I
and do
drop
that,
my
hell yeah.
I drop my shield and grab my
You
brother's
grab your
sword.
brother's sword.
Yep,
Oh,
and I'm
you
fucking
pull it from
charging
his
this
hand.
bitch. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I get so I get the charge, and then for both of these attacks I'm going to use my exploit openings since I have 2 more
Alright.
left.
2 more left.
So
Get him.
first attack,
Okay.
13.
no!
13 does not hit.
This is your brother's sword. The second one's your
And
brother's,
brother's
sword.
sword, 17.
No!
Damn it! And then I guess that's my turn. I don't have anything else I can do. I'm just swinging wildly at you, filled with rage.
You see tears in his eyes from his brother's passing. Captain Owen, it's your turn.
So I am going to charge up as well, my sword in hand, right next to him. I'm going to use the same thing where I'm going to advantage smack him with the sword, and I'm going to yell at my co-captain and say, "Run to get reinforcements! Don't die here! You've still got Nala back at home. You're your future fiance."
Yo! Oh, the 21 comes in with the attack. Yeah. 21
Oh, I
hit.
keep hitting
Yeah,
it way
that's
too many
21 hit.
times. I'm on my phone.
That's okay. For 5
And
slash
5
damage.
points of damage.
So Dusty's
Ah.
down. Dusty's down.
Dusty begins.
Dusty's
Oh, really?
down?
Mm-hmm.
I had 5 points left. I'm 0.
Oh, shit.
Yep, you begin to fall.
I
to
smack
the
him, and then
ground.
I look over. I'm like, oh, well, I guess you don't need to run now.
Dusty, your eyes kind of
fuck.
begin to close, and as they do, you guys kind of look around. Captain Genesis, you lift up your sword ready to strike this person to kill them, but before you do, an arrow flies from the darkness, and you see a really weird sight. It looks like a dog person, and this one looks like a kind of a fire person.
Oh,
They run
Fiver
down
and
this-
dog's body?
oh,
They run down
fuck!
here, and you look at them. They look surprised to see you. They look like shocked on their face, and then you hear a voice from a woman yell, "Is he down there? Find him!"
What the
And
fuck?
you see Boots run down the stairs as well. This guy is unconscious, but 3 new combatants come to the show and give me a performance check from each of you guys. Give me charisma checks each, captain. Let's see how you perform in your last battle. We're not gonna roll it out. I want to see one roll. Let's see how you guys do fighting against the Black Dawn.
Okay.
Let's see if they'll remember you.
What the fuck?
Oh, fuck!
Oh, who was that? Who was the first one? Was that Captain
That was
Owen?
me.
Captain Owen,
Yeah.
you run in there. You're no match for Dog's body, unfortunately. She
Yeah, go
ravages
figure.
you. You swing with her sword. She nimbly ducks underneath. Your eyes kind of narrow at her. Her claw reaches up, grabs you at your neck, exposed, and crushes your windpipe, rips it out of your throat as you fall to the ground. She gives you like a bark, like snap at you when you fall to the ground. Captain Genesis, let's see how you perform your death blow. See what you do. Give me a charisma check. Let's see how you fucking hold up, baby.
Right before he
Just run
charges
both
into
swords
battle.
Dusty.
Yeah.
Right before he charges into battle, he kind of whispers under his breath, Nala, forgive me. And then I'm going to charge into battle. Oh, fuck!
You stand up, and as you begin to you whisper that to your death, you grip your brother's sword. A tear rolls down your cheek. You imagine you guys training with one another at the creek in your hometown of Zeta, growing up together, wanting to be soldiers, wanting to make it. You have always been better than him, but you respected him because he was a kind person all around. You grip your swords, and as you get ready to charge, an arrow catches you in the neck, and you fall to the ground.
Oh, man.
And
what the fuck?
And Dusty, you are awakened by a heal from Fiverr. You feel your eyes open, and you look around the room. Everybody that is standing around you looks completely puzzled and terrified. They get you up, and you see Boots. She grabs your hand. She says, "Grandpa, what the fuck are you doing here?"
Where am I?
We're in town. Where were you? You've been gone all day. She's concerned. You see that concern in her face. I had Skully track you here. He led me here to you. What did you do here?
Day? Oh, day.
We need to get the fuck out of here now. Come on. And she stands up and walks up the stairs with you. So does
I'm gonna pull her close. I'm gonna assume, I don't know how many points I got back, but I'm assuming not that many.
Yeah, I can roll it for you so you can see. Fiverr, he's an actual bard. Let me bring up his character sheet. Let me give you well, he doesn't have it. Oh, he's got healing word. He's gonna cast it at level 2. So you get 6 healing points. You're up at 6.
So since I'm up 6, and I'm battered basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be telling her they were hiding something.
She puts her arm, and she gets under. She puts your arm over her shoulder, and she begins to walk up. She's like, "Oh, we'll talk about this when we get out of here." She starts walking up. You see Fiverr. He is immediately casting prestidigitation on everything in the area. He's cleaning up the crime scene. He casts prestidigitation all over these parts, and you see him walk up the stairs. And as you do walk up the stairs, Dusty, you see a horrific sight. All the scribes and nurses and sick that were in the temple lay dead around the cathedral. These creatures that you were fighting that were skeletons were not really skeletons, but soldiers. And you walk past their dead bodies until you get to the front, where you see Father Landon clutching a child in his arms as he tried to run and escape and was murdered before he reached the door. You walk past many dead until you get out of the temple, and in the distance you hear whistles begin to blow and you guys head back to the inn, and that was your one-shot adventure. We will deal with the aftermath of that when we get all together as a group.
Woo! What the fuck?
All right. I
The
dig it.
Black Dawn came to his rescue?
So what basically happened is that Nilram played a little trick on you. You weren't really dreaming, but walking the city. You entered the cathedral. You murdered everyone here to find out answers for yourself. You didn't quite make it to find those answers because you fell in battle. But you committed a mass murder here, unknowing. And you were rescued by your crew, I guess you can say. And we'll have to deal with the aftermath of that treachery by your patron, and we'll deal with that next time.